effectively that they're going to do improvements to the mansion and that we had to stay in town at the house.
I mean, you knew they were going to help with the mansion to begin with, Neotag. There's not a whole lot of retroactive there going on.
Yeah, they kind of mentioned that.
You thought we were going to be able to help them, but you...
Yeah, no, the only new piece of information you received was that about a week in, they started barring everybody from going there.
Yeah, and the house was around up here, correct? Where Farvis is right now?
I don't remember actually saying exactly where it was. So, just somewhere up there. I mean, if that's the area around where you want the house, then fine.
All right.
It's literally just a temp house you were given.
Yep.
It's not even your house anymore after today, probably. Alright, now I need to pull up one last thing before we get started.
Oh, I was going to start with some roleplay, but fuck you then.
No, you can. It would literally just be you and Kiri at this precise juncture. Yes. Cool, get that.
How do you pronounce your name, Carrie? It's been a while.
Narina?
Well, Narina, building those walls took a lot of effort.
Yeah, it did. It's gotta be done.
So who knew that, pointing my hand like a crossbow would make it where it would always hit? I feel really foolish about the way I was using magic missile before.
I'll take your word on that, because I'm not a magic person.
Well, at least it's been a month. You think we're ever going to get the mansion?
The most awkwardly expositional small talk that two people have ever had in a conversation about something they've actively been doing together for a month.
Yeah, no, I am not.
This is cameras on. We gotta explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like those anime moments where someone says something and then it cuts to a scene that's clearly like 20 minutes later as they're driving in a car, and then they start continuing the conversation.
Yep. I imagine they probably have gotten good with it.
All right. Well, while you're small talking, there's a knock on the door, with one of the guard who hands you an invitation over to the keep.
Okay.
Saying that the Lord Warden wishes to speak to you about the mansion.
All right. Is there anything else, sir?
Oh, that's the whole message. He just kind of gave you the letter. That's what the letter said. And he fucked off while you were reading it.
Okay.
His job was just to show up, give you this letter, and get on with his patrol.
All right. Hey, Farvis, we got an invitation to the Lord Warden.
Okay, let me get my books first. I pull out all my books, put them away, then I get ready to go.
All right. I'm on my way.
All right, you make your way over. Once you're there, you have to wait a little bit since he's obviously a busy man. But you're actually, this time instead of being taken to his audience chamber, you're actually taken into his personal study, where he's sitting behind a desk. Also in the room is the old wizard, a kind of old, crotchety, white-bearded dwarf with an eye patch, and a human sitting there. It would be Flux. Lord Warden is kind of sees you come. He's like, hello. I wanted to talk to you about the mansion, and I'm sure you'd be curious why no one's been allowed there for a month.
Can't say the thought hasn't crossed my mind once or twice.
Yes, very curious.
Yes, well, this fellow here, he indicates Flux's character, kind of just showed up there.
Okay.
In the catacombs.
Like,
can I do a perception check to see if I can read any of the writing? Check out what the book titles are in their study.
And the Warden's studying books and shit?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to make like a perception check or something.
Are you eyeballing my books while we're talking? It's very rude.
Yes,
it's like, here he is trying to introduce this young fellow to you. I don't know.
Not young. Like 40.
29.
Yeah, no, you very quickly kind of scan. He's got a lot of history books. He's got at least a couple shelves full of like what look like to be probably old journals. You don't know if they're his or somebody else's. like I said, there's history books. There's various kind of just things that someone in government would have. There's a section of legal books, probably with various cases and rulings from the history of the city, things like that. Nothing that would be like super out of the ordinary for the ruler of a
What about
city.
What about a glance at the papers on his desk?
At the moment, he actually doesn't have any papers on his desk.
Sneaky bastard. Okay.
He's been at this a while. He does better than just leave casual papers out. He doesn't want people to see in the middle of a meeting.
What do you mean by he just appeared in the catacombs, Lord Warden? What, did he like teleport, or was he just found there?
Yeah, farmers teleportation, plane shift.
At this, Lord Warden Flex kind of indicates to you to kind of explain yourself to the group a little. Kind of like, do you wish to explain as best you can?
I mean, I can tell you the same story I told you, Lord Warden. I appeared there. I have no memory of where I was before, or anything before. All I know is I was there. There were workers screaming at me, and scared.
Narita, classic case of amnesia. Give him a swift bump to the head. That should fix it.
We tried that since
Please
the
don't.
wizard. All we can tell is that he has some connection to the place. Can't tell what kind. Tricky connection like that.
Did he have any? Did he have any papers or any identifications on him?
You think I haven't checked? He's
Any-
been the whole reason you guys haven't been able to go there, so we can comb the place head, bottom board to roof shingles. Haven't found a damn thing. But we figured, might as well let you folks deal with him.
So, what's your name and what can you do?
I don't know my name. I've been reading some books in the Warden's library. I think Abnius will work for now. And to be honest, I haven't gotten into any fights or anything. I don't know what I can do. I have memories, but I don't know. Like, I have mechanical memories, but I don't know what any of them mean.
So you have memories, but you just don't exactly have the frame of reference or context for them.
Well,
No, it's more
muscle
like
memory?
I can. No, it's hard to describe. I've talked to the wizard there. It's like I can describe something and name it as an ocean or name a flower, but I've never seen the flower. I have no memories of the flower.
Well, Abnus, since two of ours apparently left.
I was led to believe it would be a much
How about
larger
that?
group.
Yeah, we would
Gotta
Yeah.
find something about that. Who's gonna compensate me for the loss of my apprentice?
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
Yeah,
I was
your
gonna
tinkering friend took my halfling.
well,
Happened
I think he did that the fucking night because I came to the tower the next day and I was gonna try and help teach him to not be scared of magic.
I don't
And I-
suppose you know where he was going.
No, not really. He didn't
Hmm.
talk much.
That could be a problem.
Kind of a smug prick, to be honest with you. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for it. Well,
So true.
yes,
Now,
I was gonna
this could
scare
be-
him until he was no longer scared of it. Well,
The wizard seems weirdly troubled by the fact that you don't know where Apridir went with the halfling. He's like, I guess we'll have to discuss that later. Anyway, I
we
was
also
just gonna
don't know where the vampire went either.
And Vander just
Oh,
like left in the middle of the
that's
night.
far less troubling.
Okay, well,
The vampire.
we
can
would
deal with that.
happily have someone else on our
Like-
team, but to be fair, we've gotten in some trouble. Lord Warden, do you have any bandit camps, any kobolds, any goblins, anything any problem that you think we could jump
That's
at?
that's kind of the next thing I wanted to discuss. Certainly, I encourage you to visit your new holding. The repairs are done. The place is a bit barren at the moment. Obviously, you're welcome to furnish it however you wish. I didn't dare presume to have the workers do more than give it the basics. But I'll let my captain of the guard explain more of what's going on with your inquiry. That he indicates the dwarf kind of and kind of steps forward. He goes, "You might have noticed there's not a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boards were
Kinda
rather
dead.
empty.
We've been checking into that, and we think it has to do with the fact that that letter spoke about the winds. We think people have also somehow gotten wind of this, and everyone's kind of laying low. Usually, when it's going to be a big one, nature kind of quiets down and gets out of the way, kind of like before a natural disaster. We're worried that that's what's going to happen, and if it is, city ain't going to hold on its own against any kind of a major outbreak. So we're going to have to ask you to do something a little delicate for us.
I'm interested. What about you?
What do you need?
We need you to go meet with the Blood Spear orcs.
Okay.
It's not well common knowledge to those who haven't actually studied the histories or worked here in the keep.
History check.
Go right ahead. I like how aggressive that was. History check.
Yeah, I know. You said a keyword. Not many people know. I've got to know. Sorry. Close my character sheet. Here we go.
You know what? That is high enough. You know that what he's referring to is that after the Blood Spear Wars, treaty was signed with the orcs by each individual town in the Vale. And in particular, a lot of the details of the treaties aren't always common knowledge. You know for a fact that at least one of the not commonly known ones is that the Blood Spear orcs in the city of Fallcrest actually signed a sort of a agreement to assist each other in the event of the undead.
What was the treaty called again?
It was just the Blood Spear Treaty.
Oh, you're talking about the Blood Spear Treaty. I take it you want us to go ask them to support the town?
That's correct. We believe that right now they're in the middle of their pilgrimage to Hammerfast. A lot of the what? Yeah.
Can I do an insight check to see if anyone's unnerved that I knew this?
I mean, sure.
I just want to get a feel for the room. Sorry. 19.
They seem pretty okay at the fact that you're the one who knew.
Oh, okay.
It'd probably be weirder if I knew.
Yeah, no. If Fletcher Keary had just been like, I know what you're talking about, they'd have suddenly been a lot more worried that wait, what? But no, that by now they're well aware that you have noble connections from Harkenwald. You would at least know of the Harkenwald treaties and could make assumptions that Fallcrest had similar treaties, if not actual knowledge of the Fallcrest treaties.
Fair enough.
So that's something that's not out of the realm of possibility in their minds for you to have known about.
All right.
But yeah, we believe they're on their way to Hammerfast for their yearly pilgrimage there. The Dwarf Hold has a weird. Well, have you ever been to Hammerfast?
No.
Have I been to Hammerfast? When I was traveling around?
Roll a d20, just a straight d20.
Okay. That's my save roll. I made a macro for that.
No.
No, okay.
Okay.
No, I don't believe
Well,
so.
It's an interesting thing with Hammerfast. You see, so many orcs and dwarfs actually died there over so long a period of time that the ghosts just kind of live there now. So they have their own treaty where the orcs can kind of just freely come into the city to visit their honored dead, and it's kind of a neutral ground for them. But every year, the whole tribe makes a mass pilgrimage there. It's a big to-do with fanfare and all that between them and the dwarves. But we think you should be able to intercept them somewhere over by the Sword Barrows, where they tend to make camp over by Lake Nen.
All right. Do you have an official letter or?
At that, the Lord Warden kind of pulls one out of his desk. Like, this is the letter we'd like you to deliver. Make sure it arrives sealed so that they know that it comes from my hand. And it will explain everything that we need. Beyond that, they are obviously somewhat distrustful. Their current chief is the only one who's ever been willing to uphold any of the tenets of the treaties, and he has many enemies within the tribe. So he may be cautious or reluctant to offer this help without some sort of reward or without some sign to the tribe that you're worthy.
Do you fear a possible coup in the tri?
That would be something for him to concern himself with. I have barely speak with the chief myself. I've only ever met the man 2 times.
As a sign of proof, maybe we could take a copy of the evidence we found to show that this is not just a precautionary. We have evidence.
The wizard looks very kind of almost abashed at that. So about that,
what'd you do?
Funny enough, nothing. It just kind of caught fire one day. Not even like normal fire. This was like purple fire. They're kind of worrying. Not a lot of things make purple fire, but it was sitting on my table, and I was reading another book, and then it just kind of poof up in flames.
What about the copy I made for the Lord Warden? Is it still in existence?
The Lord Warden that just kind of says the same happened to my copy. Somebody knows that we had the letters and took steps to erase them.
Okay, that's disconcerting.
I know. The only people who knew were your former companions, yourselves, the 3 of us in this room, and my former apprentice.
Farvis is going to pull out a book, a piece of paper, and his quill. What type of check do you want me to do to try and write down as much of details as possible
Off
that
of
I
memory?
remember from the letter? Yeah, from memory.
I would say that is a straight intelligence check.
Okay. This is not going to be a good one.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
How do I do straight intel? Here it is.
The D20 plus your intelligence.
Oh, that's the opposite of what I wanted.
Lord Warden is like, that's not what it said. No, I imagine that with that roll, you're just kind of staring at it like,
what did it say? God damn it. Well, that's not going to work.
It was on paper.
If you were thinking of replicating it, we tried.
I can't seem to remember what it said.
Getting about halfway through writing them, and they tend to burst into flames.
Oh.
I have determined that something very powerful has just simply cursed the series of words that make up the letter. It's not the best curse in the world. It's very indiscriminate. I imagine there's lots of things bursting into flame.
Yeah, it could release wraiths and stuff.
Actually, he strokes his beard. It was very specific, so maybe not, but you never know.
Farvis kind of stares off and then mumbles, I wonder about the research into the winds. That also have burned?
That's pretty nothing regarding the winds has ever caught fire, just this letter.
Oh, okay. Well,
Imagine that whoever sent the letter or whoever he serves is covering their tracks quite well and ingeniously.
Well, I guess we could go do this as soon as we can. Nadja, don't you have to pick something up at the blacksmith?
Yeah, I was gonna go pick up some armor from the blacksmith. And it's Narina.
Narina, sorry. Well...
It's cool. It's like barbel skew. It takes you like a million times to pronounce it right.
Well, I was about to say Apernir. It's damn it.
I'm definitely not Apernir.
Let's just go with Abe. Abe is
Abe.
simple.
Well, Abe.
Don't fuck it up.
Well, Abe, we can head out as soon as tomorrow morning if you're able.
Oh no, I'm ready. Abe is visibly excited to be able to actually leave the keep.
Yeah.
Cabin fever will do that.
Well, my suggestion is we go check out the manor first.
It
and
is
then
about
it'd be-
it is about midday right now. So if you were to quickly conduct any business you have in town within the hour, you could probably make it to the to the manor by nightfall.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're free to try to just kind of do whatever you want for the day and leave in the morning.
Well, I think what would be best is we're going to take care of business in town, buy supplies, that sort of thing. Then head to the manor, see what's been done, and then head out in the morning. Is that okay with you, Lord Warden?
That's fine. We're hoping that this isn't a time-sensitive situation. Certainly, if you miss the orcs in the downs, I can have the guards prepare a map of their travel route. But probably by the time you were to come back with such news, they would have already made it to Hammerfast. And like I said, we hope that this isn't something time-sensitive. The winds usually show some sign of building before they ever get bad.
Well,
And so far, there's been no reports that I've heard or any of my men that dead have begun to rise.
well, what we can do is if we can't meet them at the lake, we could just head straight to Hammerfast and meet them there
That would probably
Instead-
be best.
instead of spending more time trying to come back to town.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I need. What about you? And I turn to Noreen.
I'm gonna go to the blacksmith and check on the status of the armor.
Okay. Well, good day, and Abe, come if you could.
You
please
guys got
come.
magic stuff you do. I'm getting martial stuff.
Bye, Lord Warden.
Have a good day, Lord Warden.
So as we're walking out of the room, so did they like keep you locked up or something? You are really giddy.
No, I've just been restricted to pretty much these few buildings for the past week, 2 weeks.
Do you need anything? Rations? A
No,
tent?
no, I have everything.
All right. Well, we're gonna go check out the blacksmith and then head to the manor.
Sure, can't wait. Let's go.
All right.
Yep.
And I run to my Minotaur friend. Head down the street with him.
Okay, so you make your way.
I wanna. As Abe is walking down the street, he's intentionally looking in different directions, but not actually looking at anything, just moving his head in different directions.
So, like,
Ooh, what's that over there? Ooh, what's that over there? Ooh, what's that over there?
What's this? There's something over here. What's this?
Yeah, essentially. But also showing off his face.
okay.
Is there something special about your face?
It's the only thing that I figure if someone knows who I am, they recognize me by my face.
Fair enough.
Instead of tying me to any history I may have.
Seems like any good a plan as any for right now.
Yep.
All right. I'll take Abe to the manor. We'll pack up any things we've left there. I mean, not the manor, the temporary housing, and we'll meet you.
No, I want to go to the blacksmith.
Okay.
How about this? How about we, like, meet at the gate in, like, a half hour or so, then we head out?
How about,
No, if he wants to go to the blacksmith, let the man go to the blacksmith.
yeah. How about we all go to the blacksmith then? We can just swing by the house on our way out.
Yeah, and grab our stuff. Sounds good.
'Cause it's definitely not going to take you an hour to walk all the way to the fucking blacksmith place and back. So
Oh shit! There's the weekly Fall Crest parade going on. We'll never get there in time.
Goddamn
I'm
parades.
more interested in our choices of either walking down a winding path on a sheer cliff or downstairs to get there.
The difference there is that the stairs are kind of they're quicker. They're kind of built for the nobles. I think more than anything, and the switchback trail is there for the carriages and caravans that need to get up and down. That don't want to pay money to actually have things ferried up and down the falls by the porters.
So toll stairs.
There's actually a very lucrative and aggressive porters guild here that makes damn sure that there's no non-guild work going on porting goods up and down the falls. Because any ship coming up or down the river has to stop at the falls and have all their goods switched over to another ship. Or if they're small enough, they will carry the ship up the fucking switchback trail if it's small enough.
So kind of like the Panama Canal.
Yeah, basically. Like if you have like a small like rowboat or something, they'll just like grab your rowboat for you and just have like a team of like 3-4 dudes just carry it up the trail and then plop it on the other side of the river.
Convenient.
Well, then we just go down the stairs and get to the blacksmith.
All right, so you get down to to the blacksmith. The dwarf is there talking with his customers, yapping their ears off, smoking his pipe as usual. He sees you coming and he's kind of just stops me. Like, I have to finish that later. Welcome. You're finally here for it. It took me a lot longer than I thought, but I finally finished it.
Quality takes time.
Works. Yes, this is one of my greatest works. Yes. No, dragon scale so tricky to work with sometimes, but it's so satisfying. Anyway, where was I? Yes, right. So he kind of grabs you, Kira, by the hand, just kind of drags you into a shop, going through kind of like a series of like display racks of armor. It's like, hang on to that. Here we are. He grabs a white set of scale armor made from the scales of the dragon, and hands it to you, and it's actually covered in a lot of like dwarven runes and designs. He says, "Here you go. Let me just do a few last minute adjustments." He kind of just drapes it over you and starts doing like last minute adjustments on the fit and everything. You got here some nice fine dwarven armor.
Nice. What do the runes mean?
Well, you see, what these do is they help you keep your endurance up in long protracted engagements or marches. Generally make you a little more dwarfy. And this one here, it kind of indicates one that's kind of over your heart. If you put your hand on this and you concentrate, then the armor will actually revitalize you a little.
Nice.
Give you a little bit of your vigor back. So in game terms, what he's given you is literally level 2 dwarven armor. Gives you a +1 enhancement to your armor class.
Give me a second to write that down. Level 2 dwarven armor.
You gain a bonus to all your endurance checks equal to its magic armor bonus, so +1. So you get +1 to your endurance checks.
So +1 to all endurance checks?
Yeah, all endurance checks, +1 to armor. On top of so for scale, I believe I worked it out that would be a +8 total armor. So it's basically the same armor as plate mail without being as heavy.
Nice.
And as a daily, you can touch the rune on your chest over your heart as a free action to regain hit points as if you'd spent a healing surge.
So daily basically allows a free heal surge. Got it.
Yeah, you get a free healing surge once a day.
It's wonderful, well made. I can just feel the strength in it.
I was a wonder to work with. Don't worry about it. At least I could do if you get me back that other dragon hide that I was looking for. And between you and me, I got plenty of leftovers from that white dragon you killed to make more. So you're gonna be paying me back more than what this is worth, and then some. So at least I can do. Help you stay alive.
I bring my hand out to shake his hand. To the start of a lucrative partnership.
Both hand clasp, just like enthusiastic. Welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And if there was nothing else, like other orders to fill, stories to tell, customers to bother.
Well, unless Varvis has anything, I think we're set.
Varvis never walked inside.
I know. That was kind of the point. He's kind of grabbed the Minotaur and impelled her in with no mind paid to either of the other two.
I mean, Abe followed. Abe followed and was messing with some of the armor, inspecting them.
Oh, okay. Then Farvis would have followed Abe because Farvis and Abe had a
Yeah.
conversation.
In that case, the dwarf had actually kind of noticed. He was like, you're in the market for something. I can help you with one of these pieces. A lot of these are for sale, or I can maybe make something custom for you. Nothing too exotic, nothing too unusual.
Not at this moment, no, but thank you.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it.
Uh,
Right. Kind of toddles off after that to his other customers.
Well, would you like to go try it on at the house?
Mm-hmm.
She's already
I'm
wearing
wearing it already, so
No,
I'm
no,
kind of already wearing it.
Scale mail that quickly?
Yeah, no, he literally because basically he hadn't actually like tightened it up or anything yet, so he just kind of draped it over her, and then very rapidly just kind of put the final connections and pieces together to actually make it into a fitting suit of armor that fits.
A functional suit, okay.
Yeah, that makes it a functional suit that is actually tailor fit like a glove.
Yeah,
Alright.
fair enough.
Yeah, no, this is a class A dwarven smith. It didn't take him much time at all. Just be like, hey, here's this hunk of metal, this hunk of scale and metal, and now it's armor.
Yep.
The hard part was putting the scales on.
And if you want, you could have my old scale mail for like scrap metal if you need.
Already did.
Okay.
Well,
Oh yeah.
You kind of realize like, wait a minute, when did I take my other armor off?
Yep.
He just kind of like yanked your arm. He just like literally what he did is, if you're keen to know exactly the mystique he did, he pulled at a particular spot on your armor that made the whole thing literally just kind of fall off of you like it just been completely destroyed, and then in the same moment just kind of whisked the new armor on you.
I imagine it was like this moment where he pulled out like a small wrecking bar, popped a single bolt, and fell off, and before she knew it,
Yeah,
she
no,
had the new
that
set
is
on.
exactly what happened. He basically turned it to tearaway armor for a half second.
Well, you look fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has a nice kind of white sheen to it, the same color as the dragon scales.
Let's get to the house, get to the manor, and then get on our mission.
Yep.
Kinda stir crazy been staying in this town
Okay.
for so long.
All right, let's go to the manor. Like, get our stuff. You guys got everything?
We didn't really have a lot. Farvis had some books. He gets he actually pulls one of the dressers that was in there and pulls out another book. A backup ritual book he made, and prepared to take that to the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm ready.
I'm ready to head out. And she grabs her sword, mace, sling, and longbow.
Is that goose shot still good? At all?
By now the goo would have dried out.
Okay, so now just regular stones. Okay.
Yeah.
Add that to regular stone count.
Stones covered in dry glue.
Well, let's head out of town.
Yep.
All right, so you head out of town.
Abe, is this gonna be your first time out, or
He came from the manor. He would have had to.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
For the record, around here-ish is where they were saying. Around here-ish, somewhere the southern part of the Grey Downs is where they said the orc should be.
I'm still on the Fall Quest map.
Did I not move you guys?
We're still on FarQuest.
There you go. So yeah, so somewhere in this southern kind of grassy area.
So we're gonna be going from the manor, essentially.
And then across country up into the downs. There is actually it's not on the map, but there is an old road that heads up that way. That's long since stopped really being used, because people heading up toward the lake tend to use the road branching off the trade road before the Thunderspire.
Abe, what's that? You wanted to show your face.
I do, but if it gets damaged in combat, I lose even that chance. So unless we're we're talking with people inside town, I prefer to keep it safe.
What is his fate? What does his mask look like?
It's just a very featureless gray mask.
So, all right, so basically just a blank mask.
Yeah, fair
Featureless gray
enough.
from chin to forehead.
Yep.
Imagine kind of like a drama mask.
Well, let's get to walking.
All right, so you start
Do
heading
we
over.
notice any differences on the King's Road?
There's more. There seems to be more guards when you leave. You actually pass a patrol about an hour or so out, who's coming back over from actually the Kobold's Hall. So they've extended their patrols out as far as the manor now that the manor is owned by you guys.
Huh.
They go out twice a day.
Well, I as we pass, Farvisus wishes them well and asks if they've seen anything.
They actually warn you that the surviving members of the Kobold clan have been around, and while they've done their best to try and scare them off, they still occasionally attack the patrols.
How many are we talking?
It depends on the raid. They seem to be getting more numerous, but less. Where does this sound? Less skilled. I almost feel like they're kind of just sending what's the last few remaining warriors they have at us before they just give up.
I mean, not for nothing. It felt like when we cleaned out the manor, we were taking out the smartest group.
You basically cleared out like the cream of the clan. But from what they tell you, their theory right now is that the rest of the clan's kind of directionless and just kind of acting almost independently. So it's kind of just whatever groups were already together at the time are kind of individually making their way back, seeing shit's gone down, and trying to just attack whoever they come into contact with.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for your hard work. We'll be heading to the manor.
So not to shit on you, Silvek, but you said travelers trade boats come through Fallcrest. Where did the boats go? Do they go to one of the two lakes that are nearby ruins that don't go anywhere?
Actually, they used to, yeah.
Do they still do?
Some of them do go up. There's small villages up that way
Okay.
that harvest lumber and stuff for the forest.
Okay.
There's also some people, they take water from the lake and they send it down and sell it to people who live further out where there's less water.
So spring water, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's tap water.
I think there's also fur trappers up in the forest too. So it's mostly natural resource trade that's up that far. If I were to switch over to the main world map, basically there's this forest, and then north of that is just tundra. And this is basically like the last temperate part of the north area. So this is basically the Canada of this world, where you get up north, that's where all like the beaver trappers are and stuff. Alright, so
Note to self: get beaver fur cap later on.
Since
Well-
we got a warning, further walking,
you actually a few hours after that meeting, with that perception check, you do hear the telltale skittering and chittering of kobolds further up the road, who think they're being
Harvest,
sneaky.
whispers down to Abe and
Narina?
Norina. To
Taking
Abe and
us
Norina.
down.
Get down. I hear some kobolds up ahead.
Can you tell roughly how many?
Uh,
Would you want me to roll again to try that, or with that check, would I be able to tell if how generally how many?
With that check, you can tell that there's a lot of them. They seem to be mostly rustling the bushes unintentionally, is what you're hearing, is that they seem to be trying to hide up in the bushes further ahead. Hang on, let me... Come on.
What's the range? Prejudicitation.
So you guys would be down this area, and you're hearing them coming from up further along.
Okay, so up here.
So, somewhere up past there, you're hearing them. Yeah. You can make another quick perception check.
Yeah.
At this point, you assume they already know that you're there. Like there's no real getting the jump on them at this point. It's a question of they don't know that you know yet.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
you
already...
can't tell exactly how far up the road they are, but they are close enough now that they see you. You assume because it sounds like they're kind of getting their weapons ready and stuff.
Well, do I have a general idea of where they are? They're in these bushes?
No, they're further up.
Like on the left or right side, or
General idea is they're like way up at the top.
So we would.
So
be...
you have all this space in the middle to kind of run up and set up a battle line before they come charging down at you.
We'd be down here. Let me count. One. All right, about 10 squares ahead of me. I would like to ghost sound a roaring dragon.
Actually, let me do one quick thing real quick.
To see if I can get him to scatter before we have to.
He's gonna start walking over to this rock and kneel down, and he's just gonna wait. There's no need to fight. We don't have to.
I know. That's what I'm trying to scare them off right now.
Okay, most vision is about 60 feet, so I'm gonna reveal out to 60 for you guys.
I don't get a bonus with my elven eyes.
I mean, does it say how far you can see?
No, not really.
No, you made the
I have
perception.
a passive perception of 19. That's all I know.
What I will do is I'm gonna actually reveal. I'm gonna reveal what you can see of where they're not.
Okay.
So like you can see the road up ahead.
So what I want to do then is I want to casually walk towards the rock, and as I do, I want to have my hand do the symbols for ghost sound, and above us, but off the map in that direction, I want to make the sound of a roaring dragon coming in.
Okay.
While I keep a look up above to see if I can see them skitter.
Okay. And you're just gonna stay roughly around here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna casually.
Okay. You make the roaring dragon sound, and rather than being frightened, they suddenly sound very emboldened.
Oh, they're idiots.
No, they're kobolds. They worship dragons.
Okay.
You just told them God's here.
All right.
With that, you hear a war horn go off, and I'm gonna ask for initiative.
Oh boy.
I was gonna follow it up with the dragon saying in Draconic, "Flee!" But okay.
I will.
They're just gonna assume that means you.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right.
Too dumb to realize that you're trying to scare them off of Golden Idol. All right, let's see. Where is the initiative? There it is. All right, that man's dead.
I have no.
That man's dead. There we go. I need to.
Huh. You won't let me.
You have to click your token.
Oh, okay. Huh. I don't have an option to put him back.
I mean, you're already on the initiative board.
Not on my end.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Try clicking. Just have your ticket selected.
Let me do that, and then let me turn.
All right. There we go. Now I can do it. Do-do.
In arena, yours is +3. Everyone's +3.
Okay, so it becomes 17.
Immediately when combat starts, Abe alerts everyone.
That's a
They're coming.
6 initiative. I will modify it.
Don't need this book anymore. Don't need this book. Okay. All right, So now I'm going to go ahead and reveal the rest of it since they've basically given themselves away.
All right. Let's measure this. Do I have anything that is even close to the range to get to them right now? Magic vessel. About it.
All right, so Farvis is going to go first.
All right. I'm going to raise my hand into the shape of essentially finger gun
Mm-hmm.
and pop that guy right there for 8
All right,
damage.
and magic missile now is we're using the guaranteed hit, right? Remember?
Yeah, guaranteed hit, but low damage.
Okay, he's
So
dead.
I pop this guy for 8 damage.
Yeah, you get him right between the fucking eyes, and he just goes down.
They don't seem to have a lot of health. And I will move forward 1 and end my turn.
All right, Abe.
Abe, seeing that avoiding the battle has been ignored.
Well, we tried to ignore the battle.
He's going to point out one of the other kobolds in the distance. Fire at that one, and you get a free you get a free basic attack.
All right, I will fire at the one he pointed at with magic missile. Another 8 damage.
That's another one down.
That's my turn.
All right. So now the kobolds. I think had speeds of. Yeah, they had speeds of 6. So the kobolds, completely either oblivious or ignoring the deaths of their comrades, start charging forward.
Farvis would like to yell out, "You're only
Hold
getting
on.
in range of my area attacks."
Hold on. Marina gets to move before then. Marina didn't add the 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Irina didn't add her +3 to initiative.
All right. So I'm going to take my longbow out and I'm going to shoot this one.
Okay.
I think I miss.
9 versus armor class, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right. It whisks past him.
Fyonk.
You just never seem to have good luck with range attacks, do you?
I'm thinking getting some ranged weapons because I remember that trap attack.
Fair enough. More practice will make you perfect. Farvis is being very casual about this right now.
Dum, 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 dum.
All right. Farvis.
Farvis will actually move up to there. Wait, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Actually, he only needs to move up to there. And he's going to throw his force orb at
Okay.
this center one right here. Where is it? Thing is sometimes annoying. All right,
25 versus reflex hits and kills him.
all right, and then the secondary is for all 3 around him. Which is does 22 versus reflex hit them?
Yep.
Well, then that's all 3 around them take 15 damage.
Okay. Just kind of hits the one charging in the middle, then kind of radiates out in a little shockwave, and they all just drop dead.
Oh yeah, I have been doing that. Farvis essentially kind of just pats his hand up and down, and as he does it, a growing blue, kind of with purple spikes of energy, starts bopping in his hand, and then he just tosses it like a baseball at the guy in the middle.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing the Worm Priest was doing to you.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
There's a little picture of him with his little ball, like, I'm gonna throw it. It's like a little basketball. All right, Abe.
He walks up, points at that one, strike at its head.
All right, I do so.
All right, another magic missile. Another one dead. Narina?
Alright, I'm going to move forward as soon as I get the right marker out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I do like 4E makes it
4.
easier by just giving you a number of squares you can move.
Yeah, I need to remember to change the battle map next time we do a fight.
Yep, and with my longbow, I'm going to target this dude in the back.
Okay.
Does a 15 to AC hit?
Matches. So it plinks off his armor.
Okay.
We're
not
doing
doing
Defender wins.
I thought we were doing. Did we not do Defender wins last time?
Usually, whoever does the rule is the winner.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do match hits.
Okay.
All right.
We can always check it after the session. All right, is that your turn?
In that case, he takes 5 damage.
Yeah, he was dead as soon as you said it hit.
I don't think if you've gotten Carrie, these are minions.
Yeah,
I'm still getting used to minion system.
Yeah. All right, so
as Farvis looks at the others and notices all the dead bodies, are they at least starting to look worried?
no. In fact, they're just kind of looking more angry.
Okay. Noreen, you know the worst part? We're not getting paid per spear.
I mean, you say that is actually an open bounty.
Oh, it's an open one?
Oh, it is.
All right, then instead, Farvis says, remember to make sure to take their spears.
That's 12 fresh spears right here.
Mm-hmm.
About spears?
Oh, the manor you appeared at was infested with these guys, and we were being paid per spear on proof that we killed. So, yeah.
Very long free action.
Let's not kid ourselves. This is a very casual battle.
Yeah, no, this is just a bunch of like angry, revengeful kobolds just in over their fucking heads, just like I expect them all to be dead before they even reach any of you.
Oh, you're approaching me, Kobold.
Oh, it's
All
my
right.
turn.
Yep.
You know what? I have my war staff out. Like, I've never tried this, and I'm going to Scorching Burst on this one and extend the range, so it should also hit that one
And the guy south of them. Okay.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to try this out. Let's see what it does.
Just imagine like you just look at it so casually, like kind of turning your hand.
27 versus reflex.
That's a hit on all of them.
6 damage. They just kind of burn up. Huh, this is very effective.
Okay, Abe.
Abe's gonna move over and direct Narina to the last kobold. Fire at its leg.
He's like, Farvis has killed enough already. Let the Minotaur have.
Let the Minotaur get some practice with that bow in.
Yeah. Okay. So.
This is just a range.
Whoops, wrong one. Sorry,
There's no way in hell you have a +1.
I did.
Okay, that is a hit. You hobble him right in the fucking knees. He's charging towards you. Nah, kind of topples over.
Kiri, for the record, there's a weapon proficiency bonus. You should have a +3 minimum.
Yeah.
For the
Oh
record,
yeah, I've been looking at that. I should have that. I just read it down wrong.
Were you aiming for the leg to keep one alive, or was that or
At the leg.
No, I was asking Flex. Was that order to aim at the leg to try and keep it alive or no?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
I will mark him like that. Out, but he's not dead. All right, and that's combat. 11 dead kobolds and one with an arrow in the knee.
Farfetch is just gonna gingerly
Just
walk up to each
Kind of on the
body.
ground, just kind of screaming in Draconic.
Farfetch is just gonna generally. What do I speak? Do I speak Draconic? I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you already know most of these kobolds already speak common as well. It's not very well.
I speak Draconic. What is he actually saying?
He's literally just swearing nonstop.
Motherfucker! I got a goddamn arrow in the knee.
I say back in
not even.
Draconic.
It's like fucking like full on Tourette. Shit, fuck, tit, fuck, shit, tit, tit.
Say back in Draconic. You should have ran, dipshit. And then
He actually yells back in Draconic at that and says, "Nah, you killed the chief."
Yes, we did. Why did you think you stood a chance? And as I start casually picking up the spears,
He actually tries to take the tip of his own spear to his throat as Abe's walking over to him.
Well, the moment Abe gets it in range, he's kicking the spear away.
He just kind of glares angrily at you now.
Abe's gonna take off his mask and look at the kobold. Does the kobold react in any way?
No.
Okay. Abe's gonna take his long spear and stab it through the kobold, right through the neck, and let the kobold die.
I go pick up the spear that got kicked away.
Oh, we got the information.
And he's gonna put it back on the mask.
Farvis comes up to Noreen with 12 cobalt spears in his hands. As you know, I'm not particularly the strongest of the group.
All right.
Carry these.
Yeah.
Farvis has been casually walking over. Mine? I want to do an does 5e4e have investigation?
Insight,
No,
perception,
it's perception.
dungeon.
It's for everything like that. I keep forgetting. Do they have anything besides the spears on them?
I mean, they have their hide armors, their little shields, and each of them has 3 javelins.
A small, precise javelins, I'm guessing.
I mean, for them, it's regular sized javelin.
Something like this.
For them, the javelins are more like throwing spears. But they are to you a javelin.
Okay. I grabbed some javelins.
So 12 javelins and 12
No,
spears.
each one had 3 javelins.
Oh.
Rain, you sure you need all those?
I don't need all that many. I think I'll just take
No, not the best quality javelins. You imagine even if they would to do damage, that you probably couldn't recover any of them.
They'd probably break.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not one for leaving corpses out in the open, and Farvis unpacks his shovel, goes over to this corner, and starts digging.
You're making one big one, or you're making 12 little kobolds?
One big one, because I'm going to burn the bodies.
It's going to be nighttime by the time.
Yeah, how about we let's just let nature take care of it.
By now.
We'll just let nature take care of it.
We should at least throw their corpses off of the road.
Alright, kick them off the side into the bush. Okay. Let nature take care of them.
Alright, then fine. Farvis stops digging, puts his shovel back away, and starts picking up bodies and dragging them to the corner. You know what? We start dragging them underneath this tree. I just want there to be a corpse pile of kobolds underneath.
Just want a corpse tree of kobolds.
Fun fact. Hey, fun fact. I grabbed those. Even if I grabbed all 32 spears, I would still be under my normal load.
32 javelins.
32 javelins. Alright, so that brings me to...
Giant pile of dead kobolds on the side of the road.
Yep.
How far past was that patrol? Oh, you said a few hours. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going out for like a couple hours.
All right. Well,
So you met the patrol an hour in, and then you met these kobolds about 2.5 to 3 hours after that.
fair enough. I don't want to burn the force down. Farvis looks at his hand and then looks back. I guess we can carry on.
All of a sudden, Farvis has a vision in his head of lighting matches and then dozens of arrows striking him at once.
Abe, that was very useful. How did you get us to be able to attack again?
I'm not certain. I just saw areas where the kobolds were weak and then pointed them out.
That is very useful. Even more glad to have you on board. Shall we make for the manor?
Yes.
Alright, let's get going. We're burning daylight.
Okay.
All right. So bring you guys over to here now. So you reach the manor. It's all been fixed up. The grounds are, they're not like perfectly landscaped or anything, but they're at least not overgrown anymore. They're nice.
Right.
And inside you have your new mansion here. There's a few workmen on the outside that were kind of doing some last minute touch up stuff on the grounds that kind of just they nod to you as they come in. They do to expect you. There were some guards over at the newly renovated guardhouse over by the gate when you first came into the grounds.
I assume that the furniture that's in the mansion is like bare bones.
Yeah.
We have beds. We have.
Yeah, if you look on the map, that's basically what the manor has right now. Like you see all these like empty, overturned rooms on the second floor every now and then, where it's just like there's nothing in this room except for like a chair.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's
literally how
Spartan.
it is right now.
It's all Spartan.
Fair enough. I greet the guards and I nod to the workmen, and then I go inside.
I nod to them as well and head in.
I wave at them.
They kind of wave back, kind of weirded out because they still have no idea what the fuck's up with you. Like,
I mean,
yeah,
I haven't taken off the
weirdo.
mask, so it's just a weird hooded man with a mask.
Which is even weirder too. Like, hey, weird.
So I take it this is essentially there's a balcony here that overlooks the dining room.
That's
Okay, so it took me a while to figure this out. It doesn't overlook. So that up here is a wall.
Okay.
So that doesn't actually overlook the dining room that I can tell. Actually, no, it does. Okay, yeah, because that's the same texture as the railing that overlooks the entry.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was. Yeah. I think. So
Yeah.
essentially, from here we can.
You come up the
see-
stairs and you can look down into the dining room.
Yeah. Well, Farmer's first thought is to go find an office that he can make into his alchemic lab, and
Well, you have a couple different choices if you see here. There's one on the first floor here.
Farmer's.
There's that one upstairs with the desk. That's
Yeah,
more.
that's the one. I was
This
gonna
one's
say-
currently been kind of ostensibly furnished, kind of as a sort of a study. It's got the desk. It's got the large, comfy chair for spending many hours at. There's already been some shelves. The one you're in right now.
Oh yeah, no, that's the one
Yeah.
Farvis would have as he's looking around.
It's also
gone
got
to.
all these nice windows, lots of natural light during the daylight. Like right now, as the sun's coming down, and not so much. Because you'd be on the east side of the building right now. I think. Actually, is there a compass here?
See.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Okay. The building can be oriented toward north. Fine. So right now the setting sun would be coming through the window.
Well, as Narita passes by, Farfus would say, Narita, would you have gone upstairs?
I was initially checking out like the kitchen and like the storage area for food, like the pantry. I guess I'll then head up and start exploring.
There was actually some people who have apparently been hired as servants already, kind of in the kitchen prepping like an evening meal.
Evening.
Hello. I kind of look at you a little nervous, but
Just exploring the manor.
they already know that a minotaur was to be coming, so they're expecting it, but still kind of like, what is the minotaur doing here?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing like a near 9-foot tall thing come in.
Farvis would have.
Actually, they're more surprised. They no one told them you were a woman, so that part is actually the most surprising and freaky part for
Yep.
them right now. They kind of keep looking at your chest like, what?
So,
How's this bedroom? Is it? It seems to be very sparse.
That one is. I mean, it's comfortable enough. It's not the master bedroom. But it does seem to be almost like a guest bedroom initially, like a larger guest bedroom.
Eh.
So you can assume that this was like I said, it's either a guest bedroom or it was for like a child or a of the original owners or something like that. That'd be where, like, if your sister was staying, that's where they would stay.
What about this? What is this?
That is the servants area. So if you look, that connects down here.
Oh, okay. That makes
So
sense.
down here is where all the servants sleep.
Yeah.
You got kind of like the head butler or whatever you have would sleep here by themselves, the head servant, and then you got like the cook and the groundskeeper who would sleep there together, and then they have access kind of behind closed doors to get up to the master bedroom, and then like the main secondary bedroom here,
Fair enough. Well,
and the water
Farvis
closet, which I guess they decided that this building really needed to have a determined water closet. Two of them, in fact.
yeah. Well, Farvis
That's
will.
clearly a servant's water closet.
Farvis will call out to Noreen and Abe. Well, I think I've found where I will be staying. How about you two?
I like this area. This is where I'm going to stay. I feel well defined.
Well defined equaling feet.
One Abe per 5 feet.
Noreen, I think I'm going to take this northern study here.
all right.
And, this bedroom here, even though it seems to be a guest room, it's
Of note, this room down here has already had like chests and things put in to kind of almost be like a sort of treasury of sorts.
oh, okay.
So that's where you could put things, or you could repurpose it as a storage room.
Fair enough.
But right now, it's got like safes and stuff in it.
I am perfectly happy with a smaller bedroom.
Yep.
I am more interested in having a plentiful workspace, which this room
Yep.
seems to give me.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Abe?
Yeah, he's in the room north of me.
Okay.
They have very good directions for Minotaur.
But yes, they can get through a maze with one action.
Yeah, that is true. I never really thought about that. That they must have like amazing senses of north. I always thought it was just kind of like they know the center of the maze.
Which is silly because historically and
The
mythologically,
Minotaur's
Minotaurs,
lost.
in fact, rather shit at mazes.
I think in most editions, it's the Minotaur always knows where the center is, which doesn't help them any in getting out, other than just that they know how to get back to like home.
Yeah. Well,
It's not like a dwarf is underground and has a concept of knows where north is. Which always was weird to me.
Yep.
we seem to have a guest room here if we invite anyone over.
Yep.
So, what room are you going to take?
I'm taking the room just right next to the water closet.
Farvis walks over. Oh,
This
fair
one.
enough. I guess we're giving our new friend the larger bedroom then.
He was pretty much in there as soon as I got up here.
Where'd Abe go? Abe just... Huh. Well, he's not in there now. Well,
Touching things to
Yeah.
themselves, and
Yeah.
I guess is this like a common room? A study?
Yeah, it's a sort of it's almost like a meeting room. There's bookcases. There other than the books that were kind of salvageable that were already in the manor. There's not much on the shelves. There's
Oh, is
maps
that-
and things.
Is that a fireplace down there?
Yes, that
Okay.
would be that's the lounge. That's like the
And
that's
that's where
lounge.
Abe's going, and not a meeting place.
Yeah, that's where you'd hang out with guests and smoke pipes and sit by the fire and have some brandy.
Gabe's gonna be down there by the fire reading.
The room of sophistication.
All
Yep.
right. Farvis would have heard books and immediately gone to where he heard there was book. What do I see? What book survived?
Some of the books are the same as actually what was in Lord Warden's histories of the region, um, tales of founders of the Vale. There's some old maps of the Vale dating back to before the Bloodspear War, um, which are of a size that they look like they would have been originally just draped across the whole table here. So like they're big, almost planning maps.
Fair enough.
You imagine whoever used to live here at some point had an active interest in the war. Because these almost look like old strategic maps.
I pull one out and drape it over the table. Are there any marks circled, X'd, any clues?
There's a lot of kind of like scratched out and inked in kind of things like all over the veil. Just kind of a lot of it's kind of faded, but you can make up things like orcs pushed here, holding. There's one point where they're kind of noting off toward Winterhaven where it just kind of says undead question mark.
That is interesting. I roll it back up and put it away. Well, I see Noreen. I go, what's this room?
I took it as like a family room type thing, living room. And there's a chair. I'm thinking bookcases.
I mean, there is a chair in there, but it's just kind of been left in there because it's almost like a leftover chair.
Yeah.
The two shelves kind of have knickknacks and things on them.
Okay.
Mostly stuff funny enough that the servants brought in.
Yeah.
And we're kind of in the middle of packing back up into their quarters before you arrived, and I kind of stopped
Okay.
to get
Fair
dinner
enough.
ready. So this room's kind of basically free to be whatever.
Okay.
Well, go this. Well, this place is definitely
It's quite lovely.
in nice shape. Well, we never entered this. Where's the entrance to the catacombs?
That would be through the basement that's not on this map because I couldn't find one that had a basement.
All right.
Um,
I'll let the dogs lie for there right now.
Yeah. So basically, imagine that these stairs also go down. The
Alright.
servant stairs. They lead to a wine cellar basically, and through one of the casks is a fake cask that leads into a tunnel that goes to the catacombs.
Okay.
Well, let's eat some dinner, sleep in our new quarters, put our things away, and then head out in the morning. Is that okay with you two?
Sounds good.
All right, I will go introduce myself to the servant
They're in the kitchen, probably.
and inquire about how long dinner will be.
All right, they'll tell you. They tell you it's going to be ready pretty soon, probably within another half an hour.
Fair enough.
I'm actively trying to find something now that I need. So feel free to keep role playing and stalling.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So we have about a half hour to kill.
Yes, I will. I think I'm going to go to my new office, my new workspace, and start setting it up.
Good. I might as well like take a bath before dinner.
And I proceed to. Does the desk have drawers?
The
Do
one
any
up
of
in the
them have
study.
locks?
Right now, nothing with a lock is currently locked. So all drawers and things like that are open at the moment.
All right. Is there any keys on top of the desk?
For the drawer, yes, there are keys on top of the desk for the drawers.
Well, then I'll take my spare ritual book. I'll put it in the drawer that locks. Lock it, and take the keys with me.
All right.
Let's see. What else do I have? Other than that, I'd start moving the furniture around, and where this rug is, I would start drawing a general purpose ritual circle.
All right.
I'd move the desk closer to the window and essentially just make it where I had enough room to sit on the rug and do my rituals when I need to.
Narina just draws herself a bath. We've been on the road all for a day, killed things. Might as well get at least clean some stuff off, not be stinky.
Thank God there is.
I go over to Nuri, knock on the. Where did you leave the spears? I knock on the door.
In my room.
Okay. And I start taking the spears and putting them in the treasury.
All 32 of them.
No, the ones we turn in.
Oh yeah, those. Oh, you had those. I took the javelins.
Yeah, no, I handed the spears to you as well. Remember?
Oh yeah.
So I start transporting about 4 at a time to the treasury to be turned in at our earliest convenience. They go back to setting up what for me will be a hopefully permanent ritual area.
Okay. While you're kind of setting that up and everything else, and everyone's getting settled in, time goes by. Dinner gets served. Nothing too fancy. They don't have a lot of provisions right now. It's mostly just soup because that's what they've been living off of. A bit of bread. They did have a bottle of wine that they broke out. If you guys want some wine, otherwise there's water.
I will have some wine. Thank you.
And by now it's fully nighttime. Is there anything else you guys want to do before turning in for the evening?
After Narine's done, I will go and wash up.
Yeah, she finished right. She finished right before dinner started.
Yeah, after we eat, I will go wash up. Not take a full bath, just more of a.
I'm still curious how a minotaur fit in the bathtub made for a human.
Yeah,
being.
I'm.
We're not going to question that, or if this
Yeah, no.
was in the age of plumbing, what kind of a hair clog there'd be.
Yeah. I'm going to generally wash up and then go to Abe. Well, seems like you've joined us at a good time. How do you like your digs?
I mean, we're moving on after today, right?
No, this is ours.
I think he meant for your mission.
Oh yeah, no, we're moving. We're going on to the next mission in the morning, but for the time being, anyways, this is our manor.
Manor is nice.
Well, I hope you have a good sleep, and don't disappear like the others did, please.
Don't abandon me. I have issues.
Yeah, for like about an hour or so, Narina's just gonna explore like the outside property of the manor.
Okay.
Marina encounters 15 kobolds who all attack her.
Take her out! This is all a surprise mission.
Bring it on!
They're all strapped with black powder.
We wire the charges under the mansion. Go, go, go!
Your death is meaningless before the death is our thanks.
Farvis is gonna come out of his room about midnight and loudly state,
About midnight, you say?
yes,
Okay.
and loudly state, "What the hell am I doing? I don't even need a bed," and just kind of stomp back to his office.
Okay. As you're doing that,
Oh, you got an angry minotaur.
There was a loud cracking sound at the entryway. As a bolt of what appears to be indoor lightning just kind of crackles into existence. It stops, and in its place
I'm
is
looking over the balcony now. What do I say?
you see this woman.
Oh, hey, Red is joining.
And she kind of just looks up and sees you and grins and says, "So you're one of the ones who killed Sarthax?"
Farvis just kind of does a one of those awkward waves where he goes all across his body. He goes,
The awkward wave to the entirely naked woman.
he goes, "Hi, welcome to my home." And then Farvis, with his hand below the banister so she can't see, ghost sounds an alarm in the middle of the
Oh no,
staircase.
that lightning was like a full on, just loud, like point blank thundercrack. If anyone was asleep, they're awake now.
Yeah.
Okay. Marina gets
Fades
up, gets her
away.
armor and weapons, and just heads.
So, I will casually start walking while I hope my companions, show up, and I will be at the top of the stairs and go,
As you get to the top of the stairs,
your magic
you
trick?
almost feel like you can't move forward, like there's just a wall there.
"Ooh, a wall of force. How nice. Why are you here?"
Oh, I just wanted to see you before you died.
Who the hell are you, and what are you doing in our house?
You can just call me Agatha. I'm
Hello.
Agatha Christie? Is that
Just-
it?
just Agatha. We were curious who actually managed to kill Sarthrax. Wasn't the smartest pawn, but he served us well. You made Kazak quite angry, and anything that makes him angry amuses me. So I was curious who put a wrench in that little minion monkey wrench plan of his. But I prefer to be a little more direct. So I'll be taking my leave, but I'll be leaving some friends. And with that, she just pops kind of another lightning bolt, and
Farvis, as she starts to leave, does the awkward wave and goes, "Bye."
Okay. And in the moment she leaves, these
one of
all
your-
appear in her place.
This one of your friends?
No, that was not a friend. Those are definitely not friends. As they appear, Farvis would like to do a scorching burst.
The wall of force actually stays up until they finish summoning themselves and kind of looking at you, and then the wall just kind of slowly fades after that.
As my hand's on it the whole time. As soon as my hand passes through, scorching burst before anything else happens.
Okay.
We're in a house, remember?
Yeah. Flammable house.
We're in a building.
Pop that one. At least try to.
Please don't set the house on fire.
Yeah, I could put it out if we have to. Farvis says casually as the burst is going off.
22 versus reflex on him.
That would have hit all of them.
I know that did actually hit.
That would have hit all of them. So where's my initiative roll?
So that does 9 damage.
9 fire damage.
All right. So these first 3, they just kind of they literally just disintegrate into dust, while these other ones just kind of look at you grumpy.
Oh, I was kind of hoping that would take you all out. Why can't I put my token on the initiative? It really doesn't want me to.
Like, are you actually holding... You clicked your token so you get, like, those other bubbles and options around it?
Yeah, and then I click on the edit token, right?
Then you click in the character sheet initiative. There should be, like, a little button right next to you that says initiative under initiative score.
Oh, okay, that's how it works. Okay, I got it.
There we go. See, the problem is new. You have to just click. You have to click on this Sheet character sheet 50 times for it to do it.
Okay. Do we start with a +3 to our initiative
Yes.
again?
Yes, you all do.
So from now on,
What's the zombie initiative?
Hang on, I'm working on it. These ones are all gonna get thrown initiatives. So
Essentially, if you're in 10 squares and you can see me, you're getting the +3.
fair enough.
all right, that first one rolled nice.
Also, I'm trying not to be a dick, but that'd be exactly what Farvis would do. It. Soon as it was down, he would have, flashbanged him.
No, that's fine.
One of them is got a nat 20. What's his dex modifier?
Well, whatever it is, it gives an initiative of +6.
Hang on.
I guess.
All right. So,
Wait, wasn't that be a 23?
yeah. No, hang on. Why are they both 26? It'd be 23 and 26.
Would it be 23, 13, and 20, right?
There we go.
Okay.
All right, and his dex is a +4.
That's all I need to know. Well,
So I'm activating the power of strategist's epiphany. I roll a history check. Oh, you piece of fucking shit. Fine. Everyone can use that in place of their initiative order.
yay. Yeah, Farmus will take a bit of that action.
As Abe just starts loudly shouting commands and getting everyone into position.
So,
And I'm gone. Where the fuck did I go?
I moved you.
No, where am I in the initiative order?
yeah, no.
I just moved you. You're up below Farvis.
Nope, I don't even see myself.
Yeah, I don't see him either on there anymore.
This thing's so dumb because there was two of you, and I got rid of the dupe, and apparently the dupe's the only one you could see. Let me do that. Go up to you. Add turn.
27.
Okay. Which Narina's the real one? Because I got two Narinas up here too.
I only have one arena.
Yeah, I only
Yeah,
have one.
I have two of everyone because all my initiatives carry over between screens. Yours don't apparently.
Yeah, no, you have to clear out the
Because
initiative.
right now I have all three of you at the top.
Fair.
No, I'm just saying if you don't see your names at the top, then I know which ones to get rid of.
Yeah,
Farvis isn't at the top.
Farvis is below 2 right now for me.
Okay, so I can delete that Farvis and move actual Farvis up.
All right.
And what was Kiri's actual initiative roll?
We're all 27 right now.
Initially, it was 16.
Okay, so the one that says Narina 27 that's above the skeletons is the one everyone else sees?
Yes.
Okay, so I delete that one. All right. So you guys want to decide amongst yourselves who goes first, or are we just going to do it the order that's in right now?
I'm fine with the order it is right now.
Okay.
Okay. Then Abe will be going first.
This is a hassle. Split them over two screens. Okay. Abe is going to. How far is the like how tall
It's about
is it
10
from
foot.
here? 10 foot.
Then you could see down the stairs.
I mean, I can already see.
Yeah, and you'd be directly across from the middle one. The
Yeah,
grids
okay.
don't line up between the two
I
floors
gotcha.
for some reason.
It's going to direct Farvis to fire at this one.
All right. My finger comes up, I aim, and I shoot off a magic missile.
All right, and that's always 8 damage.
Always 8 damage.
Okay.
That's the price I pay for always hit, is that it's a guaranteed number instead of a range.
I mean, that's great against minions.
Yeah.
All right, Farvis.
Huh, they didn't burn up. Well, a orb of energy pops up into Farvis' hand. He does his tossing into the air again and then lobs it down the stairs at him.
Okay.
Gonna do force orb again. He's attacking the middle one with it. for the record.
Okay. Ooh, you just managed to hit.
Okay. That's 17 damage to this one, and then the
All right,
follow
he's
up,
now bloodied.
You can push one into our closet we have right there.
and then the other two, the shrapnels rings
They
out,
actually managed to avoid it.
and they avoid the shrapnel. Farvis looks.
Yeah, they put their shields up and just kind of block it.
Well, this isn't going as easy as the kobold fight, and I will back up a step and just to this side of the banister.
All right, Narina.
All right. Draw my life drinker longsword, and I jump over the railing. Vroom.
Okay.
To right here, and slash at the one right in front of me.
Just for convenience sake,
Nope.
I'm moving Farvis to here. Assume that he's up there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it just makes things easier then. Well, I don't hit.
Okay. All
But I
right,
have a statue behind me, so they can't flank me easily.
Middle skeleton is gonna look at you.
You gonna mark anyone, Fury?
Yeah, he's marked, and he is marked.
Okay.
All right, he's gonna roll his attack, which is
What are they attacking with?
they're attacking with longswords.
All right.
He's gonna try to attack Narina, and that's a d20 plus 10. So 20 versus your armor class.
That's a miss.
Okay. Doesn't do any special stuff. Nope, doesn't do any special stuff, so that's his turn. Skeleton on the far end is gonna kind of ignore Narina. 3, 4. He's gonna come to the top of the stairs. And he's
Okay.
gonna try and swing at the mage first.
All right.
29.
29?
29.
No point in casting shield. It's not gonna help. Yeah, that hits.
Alright. You take 5 damage, and you are now marked until the end of the skeleton's next turn.
And that means I can only attack him, or he can only attack me.
If he attacks anyone other than you, he gets hit with an opportunity of attack.
Okay. Well, that sucks.
Whole thing there. And last skeleton's turn. He's going to also try and attack the big minotaur.
Oh yeah, it's a hit.
24. Okay, he's going to roll 9 damage, and you're marked.
All right. Okay, you marked
so
me.
now
Okay.
It's Abe's turn.
Okay. He's gonna pull out his long spear, and he is going to
I forgot something.
he's going to stab at he's going to slash at the skeleton.
Okay.
Is this a special slash?
Let's see.
How much damage did I take? 9?
Yes, you took 9 damage.
I had modifier and proficiency, right?
Yes.
Yes. And since it's since it's weapon based, you also get to add the weapon proficiency.
It's a 10
10 versus.
AC.
Yeah, that is a miss. Yeah, go to stab at him and just kind of goes between his skull ribs. He kind of looks like, yeah.
And then, you know what? Fuck it. Abe's going to burn an action point. And he's going to.
Wow, I actually screwed up on this on my sheet. Why did I have these numbers so wrong?
Questions we all ask ourselves. I want to know why
Actually,
my brand new pajamas keep fucking popping at the seam.
yeah, I already did it that way. Fine. Abe's gonna burn an. That's just Abe's turn.
Okay. Farvis.
Farfus doesn't like this at all. But he's also going to want to get back up first. So he's going to ignore the guy in front of him and pop this one with magic missile.
Actually, I want to double check. Did we ever determine whether or not casting in melee provokes attack?
I don't remember finding anything about casting.
Me neither.
Actually, hang on. Let me just look up attack of opportunity rules. Or is it under op attacks? Under opportunity attack, page 290. Let's see if this just gives me a general description of what procs them or not.
You're using a ranged power, so yes.
Yeah. Yeah, ranged and area powers provoke if the enemy adjacent to ranged area attack of opportunity. That's going to trigger his special mark thing, Speed of the Dead. With unnaturally fast speed, he attacks, getting an extra +2 on his attack, so it's going to be a +12. It's definitely a hit.
I wish you would roll with your pluses instead of adding them afterwards.
Yeah, but that requires me to do the fucking macros or type things up manually. Instead, I have macros for each dice,
Fair enough.
which makes it a little easier on me.
Do I still get
And-
to do I still get the attack off, or how does this work?
You know, I don't recall if it said because I wasn't.
I
really
believe
paying-
you still get it.
Yeah, I think you still get it. I think he just gets to get a jab in at you as you're doing it.
So I don't remember anything saying that I take opportunity.
Yeah, unless it like drops you, but no. You still
Yeah,
get
it just says. Yeah, after the opportunity attack, the creature resumes its action. If the target was just 0 hit points or fewer by the op attack, it can't finish its action because it's dead or dying. So yeah, unless it drops you, you finish the action.
All right.
All right. So also because of his marking ability, he deals an extra 1d6 on top of his regular damage. He's
Ouch.
going to do d8 plus 2, so that's 2 damage, and 4 for a total of 6.
All right.
And then you get your attack off.
I pop this one with a magic missile. Doing
The
another
middle one?
8 damage. Yeah, the middle
Okay.
one. I will burn an action point.
Hey, my ability activates. Farvis, enjoy a nice +1 to your attack.
All right. And I will, since he's right in front of me. How do I do this? Do I still trigger an op attack if I attack him with a
Is that a ranged
spell?
power?
He's already op attacked this turn, so
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's true.
never mind.
So he can't up attack you again. So you have free reign to go after anybody.
Yeah, I will. Since I'm not worried about the one right in front of me right now, and I'm more worried about the two downstairs. I will acid arrow this one, and that's a +1 to whatever it rolls.
Okay.
you do realize you're the squishy, right? You should be more concerned about the one that's in your face.
I know, but at the same time, I'm more interested in Noreen backing us up right this second.
Considering that that's not even the one that has them marked, they're gonna be stuck there until they deal with the other one.
Yeah. So that's a 17 versus reflex,
That does hit, and it is dead.
and the one next to him is a 19 versus reflex.
That hits.
And at the beginning of next turn, he will take an additional 5 acid damage.
Okay. Funny enough, for the record, the one you wasted that acid arrow, you got 3 HP left. Could have finished him off with another magic missile.
Eh.
Without the risk of missing.
Fair enough. I just got a bonus to
Yeah, no, it's a fair
and
gamble.
since he's already done his and I haven't moved at all, I'm going to move around to the other side of the banister.
Cool.
Where I can still see him,
But now you can't see the other two.
yeah, now I can't see the other one down there.
All right, Narina.
I'm gonna hit that one with my sword. Oh yeah.
That is a hit.
Takes 10 damage.
Okay. You have successfully bloodied him.
Wait. Oh, I see where I made my mistake. Yep, never mind. I was good.
Yep.
Actually, subtract 4 damage from that. And I
Okay.
realized I
Damn it.
made a mistake in my notes.
You still bloodied them. Okay. And is that your turn?
You know, I'll pop an action surge and just try and whack at him again.
Okay.
Does 17 hit?
17 does not hit his armor class.
Okay.
This time he puts his shield up ready for the second blow and blocks it.
And that's my turn.
Alright. So this guy, now not having the squishy to go after.
But I'm still marked, so he has to try to get to me.
No, actually, that's not how marking works. Marking just means that if he attacks anyone other than
Well,
you...
actually, it does last until the end of his next turn, which would be this turn, so technically he still gets the penalty for not going after his marked target if he doesn't go after you.
That's not usually how marks work.
Enemy marks
just-
work weird.
Unless it's a specific mark to him, marking just means, hey, you have to focus on me.
Yeah, no, the only special thing his mark does is the speed of the dead thing.
Okay, then no, he doesn't have to focus on this.
Alright, well then we just gotta go look at you. There's plus 10 to hit. 26.
Here's the thing, Farvis does get an attack of opportunity.
And 8 damage, and now you're marked.
No doubt. Wait,
Farvis
I get an attack of opportunity. Why?
Wait. Never mind, I had the thing mixed up backwards. If you attack somebody other than the one that marked you, then you get the attack, right?
Yes. Just,
Alright,
Yeah, I just mixed it up for a sec.
and the other skeleton is gonna attack Rena again.
Nope.
An 11. He just kind of
Tink.
he just kind of raises his arms. Yeah. That's...
Yeah.
All right, Abe.
okay. Abe's going to lead the attack. He's going to strike down on this skeleton with his...
Here, I got.
17 hit.
No. So close. He's got an 18. All right, is that your turn?
Still takes 7 damage, and everyone gets a +1 bonus on attack rolls against it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to burn an action point.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit his will?
15 against his will. Yes.
Okay. He takes 11 damage. And until the start of my next turn, anyone who attacks him and has a combat advantage gains a +2 to the attack.
All right, and he's bloodied. And if that is all, then it is Farvis's turn.
Farvis is gonna
Yeah.
move. Oh, go
Shift
ahead.
back.
Jarvis is gonna move forward. He's gonna look at the one.
Shifting isn't a thing in 4E.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I thought that was a thing that only specific things could do. So that was the whole point of those kobolds, is they had a special action that let them do that.
No, it's a move action that allows a character to move one square without provoking off attacks.
Oh, alright, never mind then. Kobolds weren't special at all.
Can Farvis see the one attacking Arena right now?
Yes.
There. All right. Magic missile.
Okay.
Pop him for 8.
I
What?
literally just burnt my encounter. I literally just burnt my daily to help you kill this one that's fucking us up. But how about let's focus on the tank, bud? She's the tank, dude.
I'm
One's in our
fine.
back line. You don't worry about the things in the front line at that point.
Okay, fine. I will instead attack the one that's standing on the stairs.
Okay.
Let me see. Do I have something besides magic missile? I think I used acid arrow.
You did.
I've used force orb.
Mm-hmm.
Scorching burst. Will do
You've
the
used
same
that.
amount of damage. So 8 damage to the one on the stairs.
Like, I get wanting to help Narita out. She's doing what she's supposed to do
I'm fine.
in a 1v1 fight. The things in our back line, attacking the squishies.
Alright, Narina.
Whoop. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so it'll take. Let's
How
see.
does crit work in,
It does
4E?
absolute maximum damage.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that would be 8 plus 5. So that's 13 plus an additional d6 necrotic damage.
So,
So that's an additional
That
5
would be
damage.
21.
did you say necrotic damage?
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't take that.
Okay, so it ignores the necrotic then. Okay, so then he'll just take the 13 damage.
By the way, magic missile's 2 plus intelligence mod. Not sure where you're getting 8 from.
He's using the version in arcane power that never misses, but only does 8 damage.
I have a wand of the a +1 wand of the war. So that's a +1 to it. +1 damage, and my int mod is a +5 right now.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, he's
So it's
using
8
he's using
damage.
the variant version that magic missile never misses, but it doesn't do as much damage.
I know. I was the one who brought up that errata when we were first playing.
Yeah.
All right, so it's back to Mr. Angry Skeleton up here. They come running around to the squishy.
Fuck you.
18.
Shield, he misses. I have a +4 to my AC until the end of my next turn.
Okay. And his mark expires, so no one is marked by him right now.
Definitely he can mark while missing.
Yeah, you can.
+2 damage. Well, the marking's part of his hit.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Or no.
Yeah, he has to hit to make the mark.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this one who's got Reno marked is going to try and finish off 13 now.
No.
He's stuck in Duke mode. All right, Abe.
Okay. That's how this worded. Cool. Abe's gonna charge. And then stab right into the creature.
Okay.
With combat advantage. Because we are flanking.
$19.
That hits.
11 points of damage.
And that kills. And the skeleton just kind of crumples to the ground. All right.
And then, yeah, that's it for me.
All right, Parvis.
Finger gun magic missile at the one still up.
And that puts him down.
Kill steal.
I just gotta blast
And
his
what's
head off.
actually- just Narita's just on the. We are fighting like warriors.
We are fighting like warriors.
Sorry, didn't know.
Skeletons are down.
Alright.
What immediately is visible to Narina, who's on the ground. The three that turned to dust left behind heavy shields, short bows, and quivers of 10 arrows each.
I'll take those quivers of 10 arrows each.
And the other ones that actually put up a fight left behind suits of chainmail, heavy shields, and long swords.
Let's gather all this up and put
Yep.
it in the treasury for now. The armory treasury thing.
Much like with the kobolds, it's not the best stuff. In fact, a lot of this stuff just seems kind of ancient and decrepit.
Yep.
You imagine you can get it repaired if you ever want to use any of it, but a lot of it.
Does any of it have markings I can look for?
A lot of them seem to be actually markings that would correlate with older armor worn by the guard back when the Bloodspear War was going on.
So we got museum pieces at best.
These skeletons were plundered from a grave somewhere at some point.
Farvis is going to just out of nowhere. And now to finish my thought, what the fuck am I doing with a bed? I trance. And he starts gathering up equipment, stomping off to the armory, throwing it in there, and then fucking heading to his little office.
I
I
rush
like the
it.
implication that you give any character the idea that they can trance, and they just immediately say, "You know what? My character never doesn't even want comfort of a bed. Fuck it. They're just gonna sit in a chair."
I'm gonna rush out the door.
No, I'm going to drag a very comfy chair in here, but I really don't need a bed.
That's the thing. Everyone's like, "I don't get mechanical advantage for a bed. Fuck it. My character wouldn't want to be in a bed after a
I
long
wouldn't
night."
want one.
Yeah. I can sleep on the floor, Neo. I don't like sleeping on the floor.
Fair enough.
I rush it.
It's time for the Eladrin to get romance. You ready to fuck in this chair?
I go out the door and I just immediately start circling around the property to see if there are any of the stragglers.
Or human they seduced. You ever done an easy lounger?
I am going to.
Farvis, can you do anything to prevent teleportation into this building?
At later development, yes. Right now, no. But what I can do, and I will walk out to the front door.
I dislike the fact that I have to go diagonal. I can't just go down.
I will go right to the front door, right outside, and I will do
So
the
it is a weird
ritual
outline of this map.
for at least the rest of the night. I will do the ritual Eye of Warning. Eye
Yeah.
of Alarm.
I checked. I didn't see any other stragglers outside.
First things I gotta do. Well, that's good. As I'm sitting on the ground and drawing out a circle.
The servants, if you go to check on them, by the way, have just been cowering like under their beds, like what the fuck's going on.
Everything's all right. You guys should be safe.
They thank you for taking the time to come and check in on them.
I gotta open the book.
Actually, there's one thing, Narina, you did notice. As soon as you open the door, like all the guards that were stationed in the guardhouse kind of like fall inside as they were clearly trying to get in, couldn't.
Yes. We got attacked. Blah blah. Can everyone stop stepping on my ritual circle?
I thought it was a dead circle.
I find it funny you're putting it outside the place, but she teleported into the foyer.
I thought you said she essentially blasted open the door.
No, she just appeared at the foot of the stairs in a bolt
Okay.
of lightning.
Fine.
just-
I will
Like
put it at.
literally, like a like 6-foot bolt of lightning just appeared in a singular place.
Right.
Just kind of opened up, let her out, and there she was.
All right. I misunderstood. I will then put it right here. I rolled a 25, which means there are 3 eyes created. They have dark vision instead of just normal vision, and they will last for 24 hours.
Okay.
They have a perception score of 24.
Okay.
If they see anything out of the ordinary as denoted by the caster, they will alarm with a loud, shrill alarm.
Cool.
I could do that. That's about all I could do. Go back upstairs. And after hearing people question why he doesn't want a bed, he goes, "Fine, fuck it," and gets on a bed. Goes back to
Discovers, oh my god, what I've been missing my whole
Holy crap,
I
this
love
thing's
the
amazing.
silky softness of it.
It's like I'm enveloped and nice and warm.
here. Farvis thought he was gonna give us an extra guest room for people or something, but no.
I mean, you can. It doesn't mean you have to constantly do that. You don't need a guest room. You're welcome to just use the bed. You
All right.
Not everyone,
Everyone
has, not everyone has to be Piccolo and just float in place in a fucking meditation post.
Well, Piccolo
Uh,
doesn't have a house, so
Yeah, there's that too.
poor
Oh, no,
Dende
yeah,
just
he has the lookout.
Sure.
He lives
There's
up there in
also-
Dende. He doesn't do
Okay.
anything.
Yeah, we gather up all the gear and all the shit. We put it in the armory, and then we go to sleep.
But even Dende has a fucking bed. All right.
Tommy had like a super soft bed, so yeah, Dende's got a good bed.
The toilet.
Alright.
And, yeah. Well, they might be just going off the edge.
I think there is. I know there's one in the hyperbolic time chamber.
I mean,
They
I guess
Goku
then-
has definitely used the toilet on the lookout because they've made sure to mention it.
In that case, might not even poop. So you know.
I mean, they only need water. I mean, they can eat, but they just need
So
water.
what? This is a mechanical question. What time did I actually go to sleep? Before I woke up at midnight.
It would have been whenever you decided to go to bed. I don't know. I'm not your mother. I don't just dictate your bedtime.
I guess I sleep.
How
for
long was it after
another
dinner?
Hour.
Like, how long before midnight was dinner? That'd probably be the easier question to ask.
Then I get up.
Probably a
Yeah,
while because dinner's usually around like
Like
5 or
6,
6.
7?
5 or 6.
What I'm getting at is mechanically, I'm up 4 hours before everyone else.
Yes.
Okay. And I go into the office and keep the door open for an ear out for the sound of an alarm.
All right.
Then suddenly a guard enters the door.
Over my over the details, I would like to do a history check if I recognize her name, her attire, anything around about her.
Go ahead and make the check.
Well, lack thereof of attire.
Ah, she has square boobs. That's well known for Alessandra, the square boob one.
18.
Okay. You actually recall children's stories from when you were growing up of the witch Agatha, and a lot of it is just like typical, clean up or do the dishes, or the witch Agatha will get you stuff.
So we're not to the dishes. We need to check the servants.
Anyone that she's kind of been spotted all over the Vale for no one's entirely sure how long. It goes back centuries. The most common sightings are usually either in the woods or along the Witchlight fence along the river as it passes through the woods.
I'd like to try to write down the names of her and who she said was the boss. What was those names?
She mentioned the dragon that you killed, which was Sarthak.
Yeah, and then she mentioned somebody else by name.
Kazak, that was the one who had sent the letter to the dragon.
Kazak.
And it's as soon as you write Kazak that the thing erupts in a flame. Bright purple, dark flames.
Try spacing out the lettering.
You know, Farmus is actually going to be intrigued by this, and what he's going to do is he's going to grab a piece of paper, he's going to sloppily write Kazak, and then throw it in the air.
It lights on fire.
I could use this. I'm gonna keep
I mean,
that in mind.
it literally takes like less than a second or two for it to burn up into ash and just disappear.
Well, Arvis, this is gonna go downstairs and go to one of the guards outside.
He just kind of looks at you. Yes.
I need a messenger sent to Lord Warden.
Right away.
I'm gonna write down the name of the Agatha. I'm gonna write down the events as they happened, and I'm gonna write down K. You know what this name is. That's the trigger for the piece of paper burning. And then I'm going to hand it to him and say, I need this to get to them as soon as possible.
Okay. He takes it and he goes to get the quickest runner and has them run off with it back toward town.
Right? Thank you. And I go back inside. Back to sit at my desk and pull a nice book for the area, and I sit at the desk and read until everybody else gets up.
Yeah, no, it's actually not much longer before you can actually smell the servants getting up early to cook breakfast. And not long after that would be about the time probably everyone else would be waking up after a full 8 hours
Yeah.
as the food's getting ready to put up on the table.
Waking up at a
8
good
hours.
same.
Abe's sleeping in.
Abe's sleeping in. He doesn't want those pancakes.
I will go and get some dinner. I mean, some breakfast. And other than that, I'm going to. Here we go.
Funny enough, breakfast seems better than dinner did because there's actual like pancakes, some bacon, some eggs, a bit of toast.
Narina,
It seems like breakfast was a big meal around here more than dinner.
fair enough.
I think so. Wake up and have breakfast.
I'm gonna go sit over here.
Have my seat.
Yeah, this is the actual dining room.
So, is
Not
this something
the coast dining room you can see from the.
So,
that
Narina.
normally happens?
no,
Guess.
no, it doesn't. Narina and Abe, I had a runner sit to town, and I figured out the word, the cursed word, and I pull out a piece of paper, write it sloppery, and throw it in the air.
And it lights on fire and disappears.
What was the word?
It's his name. Have I said his name out loud since
You
I've
have
realized
said
this?
actually you haven't.
What name? I'm confused.
I'm not quite sure about saying the name out loud right now.
What happens if you... Oh, how about this? Try writing just one letter on a different page and see if that will work. Because if you're afraid of saying it...
I'm gonna feel it.
This is getting...
If it's a name that causes problems, I
You
feel
know,
like
I
it's
have
important
a
now.
ton of paper, but I don't want to waste that much. But I will do it once for you, my friend. And
Say the name.
I just, large as I can, start writing the letters out on one piece of paper each.
So
And
one letter
then
per page.
Putting them together to spell out the name.
As soon as you put them together, then they'll catch fire.
Neat! So
Oh,
the
the
name
name is
is
Kazak.
Kazak.
And you because of how big the letters were, and because he was obviously spelling it out slowly, you were able to basically put the word together. Because as the last K was put down, that's when it all caught on fire.
Abe's gonna grab a piece of paper, without even asking, but not even seeming like he thought that was bad. He's just gonna walk over to the study, right? Put the paper under some logs and write Kazak.
Okay. You now have a purple fire raging in the fireplace that fills you with an uneasy sense of dread.
Come look. We don't need tinderboxes anymore.
Yes, I thought we could
Huh.
use it for that. But maybe we put out the purple
By
fire.
the time you come back in, there's a skeletal hand trying to reach out of the fire.
I'm gonna push the skeletal hand back in.
You grab the fire poker and you push the hand back in.
Let's one piece this. No, go back in there.
No. Farmus just kind of pokes the hand as well back in with the tip of his magic staff.
No, you're not supposed to be in here. Go back. Go back.
Bad.
Go back in there.
I take the fire poker and put it back
when
in.
you do, it kind of burns up. You just hear like a like wail just in the distance.
I'll
Also,
be
like a pained face just kind of appears in one of the tongues of the flame and then disappears.
Farmus is going to go. Okay. and he's gonna quickly scribble something, fold it up, and mark it again, and go back outside, and take it to the guard, essentially explaining, "Don't use this trick to light fireplaces. Summons undead."
Wait 1 second. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the servants' quarters. And say I need a bucket of water.
Okay, they give you the bucket of water. Meanwhile, in the study, as you're watching the fireplace, this time a very fleshy hand tries to reach out.
I take the fire poker, and just try and push it back in, like as if it's a log.
Once again, there's the scream and like a paint face in one of the tongues of the fire.
He's gonna use a little bit of water and put out the fire, but not all of it.
Okay.
Then he's gonna go find. Actually, he's gonna go back to the servants. I need a bag of spices, cheap spices.
Okay, they give you the cheap spices.
Where's the table?
Farvis is outside talking
Where's the
to the
table we
guard.
don't care for? We'll use it here.
Like, where's the potato chips? No.
So Abe is going to sprinkle the spices all over this desk,
Mhm.
and then he's going to draw the name Kazak in the spice dust.
Spice dust lights on fire.
Put it out. Interesting.
I'm going to essentially all this experimentation. Farvis.
Hold on a second.
So,
Sorry.
there's still a little fire in the fireplace, right?
No, I'm putting it out.
Okay. I was gonna say, because if there's even a small one there, there's a ghost hand trying to come out.
This is going to be very weird, but I have a question, Kurt.
Fine, Farvis is here for this then.
Narita,
Yes.
I need to test something, and you're the only one who has fur.
Okay.
Just go. Actually, you know what? Fucking Abe doesn't understand social graces. He doesn't understand this isn't a thing you should do. Abe spits in his hands
Farvis
and writes the word Kazak in Narita's fur.
and covers the piece of fur before he could put the.
Nope, you're not fast enough.
I want
The letters. The
Dex
letters.
check.
Okay, a dueling dex check. We'll do that.
Let's see if I.
I'm curious what happens if we write it in water.
Before you fucking burn one of our friends alive.
I have a bucket of water with me. What are
Okay,
you doing, Farvis?
Farvis manages to stop you before you write the final K.
This is gonna burn her.
We can start discussing with Farvis. Farvis, we need to learn though. As he's saying this, Abe's gonna put his hand over and finish the K,
And lights on fire.
and then he's gonna put the water and smother it.
Okay,
Interesting.
you do that. There's now just a patch of burnt fur across where you wrote it, and Narina took 5 necrotic damage.
Now wait, hold on a second.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. One moment. I have another test I need to run. Abe's gonna run outside with a bucket of water.
Let's write it in water.
He's going to. Yes, he's going to write. He's going to spill a little bit of water and make the grass wet in the word Kazak.
Okay, you do that.
Does the fire start?
First, the water steams and bubbles, and then the fire starts.
Okay, and then he's going to put out the fire. Now, question: the grass is now burnt where the fire was, right?
Yep.
So the grass is now burnt in the word Kazak.
Yeah, and the ground and the actual dirt lights on fire now, and starts spreading into kind of a rectangle, like it's being redacted out.
This is magic.
In fact, if you look at the scar on Narina from the fire on her fur, the fur is also in the shape of a rectangle, like it's been redacted.
Farvis has just been writing all after this. Been writing.
Hold
all
on,
this
hold on.
down.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna go grab like a stone.
Can we?
Hold on.
Abe, enough.
We're gonna. No.
Abe, enough.
Farvis, we're going old school with this. I've got a tale. He's gonna grab a stone and he's gonna etch into the stone Kazak. What you gonna do now, Fire?
Hang on.
Stone
So,
can't burn.
So the stone actually starts to melt after a few moments of being on fire.
While it's still in his hand, how much damage does he take?
You are taking periodic damage every second you're holding that stone of 1 damage a second.
Drop the stone in the bucket.
All right. Stone goes out. Um,
Okay.
hang on a second.
Abe's gonna get a deathly
You've now
smile.
you've now done this enough times. You've triggered something.
God damn it!
We write this on the name of something we're trying to get from.
No, no. Think bigger, Narita. Next thing we see, we draw Kazak on.
Oh,
Next
on a
monster we
wagon.
set fire with.
We come across a sleeping dragon. We write Kazak on it.
Farvis has been writing all this down, and essentially, he starts to walk away with a new letter to get sent to town about all the experiments and why it's a bad idea to be writing this name.
Learned so much today.
I'm not actually writing the name, I'm just writing like
K.
K.
We should probably head out then.
So
That was fun.
as you're walking back to the front, a short skeleton appears with 3 heads.
Hello.
I swear to God.
Greetings, sir.
And he looks at you angrily and yells, "Enough!
Something wrong?
You are so curious to know that I am Kazak,
Oh.
greatest of necromancers."
I take my pen out and try to write the name Kazak on him.
Escape.
Kiri, can I get a will save real quick?
Let's see, what is my will?
Farvis slowly starts to back up, mumbling, well, they were good friends. While
Abe
they
has no
lasted."
context memory to realize that undead shouldn't be treated normally.
So, Narita, you just fell asleep in place and just passed out on the ground.
Narita,
Yep.
wake up!
Anyone else?
Nice to meet you. My name's Abe.
Just kind of looks you over. Interesting.
He's gonna take off his face mask. Do you know me?
Just kind of you didn't think a skull could grin, but all 3 skulls kind of weirdly look like they're grinning now. Interesting indeed.
So, do you know me?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, that's just rude. Do you need something here?
As you say that, he kind of raises his staff up, and he's gonna smack you over the face with it. Doing 20 versus your armor class.
Barely hits.
Doing 4 damage from the staff smacking you, plus an additional 2 necrotic damage. The guy just bitch slaps you with the staff. It's like, will you be silent?
You were the one
Anyway.
who came here.
You will stop trying to mess with my curse immediately. Also, bear in mind, this man's only like the size of a halfling, so he literally had to like look up at you and smack you with the head of the staff to do this.
Farvis pipes up, well, I'm writing a letter to tell them not to mess with your curse. So if you let us go, I'll spread the
head
word.
closest to you looks at you. Oh, I know you. I remember you.
What?
Oh yes, don't you recognize me?
No.
So, a friend, Travis.
Well, it's your own fault. Oh, by the way, the tinkering one says hi, or he would if he could.
I'm gonna wake Narina up.
Are you the halfling?
What? Huh? What?
He
Magic?
laughs maniacally at that. Yes! You fools, I was among you all along.
Hey, you're not scared of magic anymore. Congratulations.
Kidding, I am the single greatest practitioner of necromancy in halfling history.
Congratulations. Well done.
Now, would you please stop interfering with our plans, or this won't be a pleasant social call next time. And with that,
Okay.
he disappears in the purple flame.
Abe's gonna walk over and grab the pen out of Farvis's hands and write on the paper. If you want to summon a lich, keep writing a name. It's maybe useful. Check with the wizard.
By the way, and then Farvis grabs the pen back and go, oh, by the way, Apenir's probably dead. Your assistant was K. You're a dumbass.
There's gonna be a series of notes arriving like minutes.
He was
apart
under
from
your
each other.
nose this whole time. Exclamation point and folds the letter.
By the way, Abe has shitty penmanship. He has horrible penmanship. Like a kid just learning how to hold this stuff.
It looks like it's got the finest penmanship ever, and then just for a single 2 sentences, it's like the shittiest shit, and then it goes
Like,
back to
like
being
if you
really
tried
nice.
writing with, like if you tried writing with your non-dominant hand, essentially.
The best part is you sent that first one out like a few hours back when everyone was still asleep. So it should be arriving pretty soon. And then you sent the next few ones, including this one, in rapid fire succession, probably over the last like half hour or so. So after they get this, they're like, "Oh, this is cool." And then several hours later, they're gonna get this rapid fire barrage of very confusing notes.
A bunch of
Just for
letters
good
coming.
measure, I write a third note saying, "Oh, by the way, we haven't even left yet. You're welcome for all these clues.
We haven't sent out any of them yet.
We're leaving now.
So
Bye."
I just had a thought.
Find something
does anyone want to try and make a check to see what the hell that even was, or are you just
Yeah,
cool
no,
being like,
I want to do a
It was
religion and arcana check for not only the curse, the effects the curse was doing, who that was,
okay,
how he teleported. I want to do it all.
undead or under religion? So it's gonna be religion to try and figure out what he was, and
Yeah,
then I'm gonna say
that's
it's
what I'm
arcana
doing.
for the curse.
I mean, he obviously said
Essentially,
that
I'm
he
going to do
was.
an arcana check and a religion check to answer everything. Because I can do both.
If you're wondering what he was, he said he was Kazak, the strongest necromancer halfling.
Okay, so first let's start with religion. 29.
Ooh, actually, you fucking aced that. I get to read the entire fucking
Next
word.
is a 34 arcana to figure out how everything he did. The
Okay.
curse, the effects of the curse, how he teleported, what he did to Abe, all that stuff.
So first, the religion. You know that what he was not a lich; he was a skull lord.
Okay.
A skull lord is a formidable undead being with 3 skulls. Each skull has a different power, and the skull lord on the verge of destruction will sacrifice one of its skulls to keep the rest of them of its form intact. Once 2 of its skulls are destroyed, the creature loses the power to heal itself in this fashion. You also know that the first skull lords arose from the ashes of the Black Tower of Rumarian. None can say whether they were created intentionally or by the legendary human necromancer Rumarian himself, or came forth spontaneously from the foul energy of his fallen sanctum. The ritual for creating new skull lords also survived its fall, eventually finding its way into the hands of his rivals and various powerful undead creatures.
All right. So with that knowledge, I go over and I show Abe I'm doing it, and I cross out Lich, and then I draw an arrow to below where I write out all this information. This is what he was. This is how he acts. This is what you could do.
As for how the magic and everything worked, you realize now that the way the curse works is that he personally cursed each of you individually from writing the name down while he was still in town. So each of you are somehow forbidden from writing the name. With the weird exception of Abe, you never met this halfling. You have no idea how you're being affected by this curse.
Was I actually in the tower?
What type of magic is it?
It's incredibly old dark magic.
What was the magical effect to teleport in and out?
That was just a straight teleportation spell.
Okay. With just dramatic flair with his flame. Okay.
Yeah, basically. You sensed a lot of necrotic energy from it. Like, you imagine it was some sort of like weird. He took some kind of a weird way of getting there through his teleportation magic that required him to go through some sort of necrotic means.
All right.
So you imagine that exact spell would be something that's incredibly dangerous for you to try.
What was
you
his...
actually, because you noticed that as he came out, the flames were actually on him as if he was the one on fire.
Fair enough.
So he basically traveled through a plane of necrotic flame.
What staff was he using when he bitch slapped my friend?
That was just his his staff. It was just a regular magic staff that just happened to be cool looking and filled with necrotic energy.
All right.
It's just kind of a thing Skull Lords have. It's not even like a magic item. It's just literally listed as staff and their equipment.
All right. I'll write down my explanation for how the magic works, how they're teleporting, and that we are individually cursed. This isn't. You might actually.
You could probably find somebody who wasn't cursed who could actually write the name for you.
Hey, you want to do one more experiment?
Yes, I look forward to.
To be honest, we only have probably one more experiment, and I was really waiting to write it on an enemy.
I tried to
was
do
thinking
that.
we could get I was thinking we could get a servant to write the name down, but fair enough.
Actually, that could be an option.
I
Have
just
a
write.
servant.
This is incredibly old dark magic. It probably can be dispelled though, and another letter sent off.
Again, you hadn't sent off any of them yet.
He has sent some of them with runners already.
I've sent 2 with runners.
Yeah.
I went as you were doing the fireplace. I went outside, sent a letter off, and then this has just been one long letter.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 3 letters in total.
I go into the kitchen and ask if there any for one of the staff to write out to the following letters.
Oh God!
I ask them to write at least one to write out the name. Possibly.
How do you spell that?
K-A-Z-A-C-K.
Your tongue lights on fire.
Water.
They gave you water really quickly.
Okay.
That last one was a K then? It kind of looks like
Yes.
very worried.
I give a thumbs up.
Okay, they successfully write it down.
Okay. How much damage do I take from that?
You can now deduce from that once you've been informed of what happened, you take another 5 damage.
Another 5 damage. Okay.
It is the act of spelling the name that triggers the curse.
Okay.
In any means, shape, or form.
All right. I'll go out and let them know that.
Do you still have the piece of paper that he wrote the name down on?
Can I borrow that, please?
I'm just going to go ahead and assume you had it.
Yeah. Okay.
It'd be dumb of you not to.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
get it here.
Just heads up. Don't try verbally spelling it out loud.
Yeah. Naturally. Farvis kind of rolls his eyes, and he writes down, as you can see here, anyone that's not been directly cursed, this was written by one of our servants, can in fact write the name. And then I bundle that with the other information and send that there's only 3 letters, and this is the last letter before we leave. There's 3 letters total. The first one I sent at around midnight. The one I sent right before the Skull Lord showed up, and then the one I'm sending right now.
All right, so that's those letters all together sent.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the information's on its way.
Well, unless you guys need to heal up a little bit from your. Is your tongue?
One of the guards quite helpfully offers Kiri a healing potion.
Is your tongue still smoking?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Wait. Is it smoking or no?
No.
No, it's not smoking. And I'll take that health potion.
Okay.
What does health potion for you do?
Hang on, I'm pulling it up.
It allows you to use a healing surge. That's all they do.
I think so. Yeah.
If it's a normal standard healing potion, you get like a plus to it.
Okay, so +2 to your normal healing surge.
I don't know what the plus is. I'd have to look at the item, which I will do.
Other consumables. Yeah, he hands you a potion of cure light wounds. It's 1d8 plus 1 hit points.
Right.
You spend the healing surge if you have one, and instead of the hit points you would You regain 1d8 plus 1 hit points.
Okay, so either use a healing surge or drink the potion. It's 1d8 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've gotten some good information. How about we go off on our mission? Now.
Alright. Good, that puts me at near full. Alright, let's go. I suspect I'm not going to be able to taste things for a while.
So, Abe, it's a good thing you didn't like chisel that into the wall of the mansion or anything. I wouldn't. We just got.
You come back, the place has got fire.
We learned a lot today.
Yes.
Yes.
We still...
Not how I thought you were going to go about uncovering the identity, but
Still want to try writing it on the next tournament.
Yes, same here.
I hand both of you each a piece of white chalk at
Okay.
your earliest convenience.
Okay. A piece of white chalk.
I have like 3 other things of chalk. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
alright. So we're going to go ahead and leave. Let's go back to the...
Oh, I just had a terrible idea.
Adir?
Yeah.
Deer.
What if someone were to write the word Kazakh on the chalk with another piece of chalk? It would probably do the same thing.
It would do the same thing as what happened to the rock. It would melt.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a few options now on getting along your way. You can head up through the old road through here. It's very overgrown. It would probably take a lot more probably about double the normal travel time. So it would take you probably just over a day to get there. So probably it would take you about a day to get out just to the other side of the river. You get
All
across
right.
the river, and then probably a few hours from there to get to the Grey Downs.
All
If
right.
you were willing to either travel at night or if you were just simply morning. You can also head back to Fallcrest, which would take you half a day, and then get a boat to come up the river, and then from there, once you get close to the downs, you can travel, which would take slightly less time. You would probably be able. These boats are faster than walking.
How is a boat traveling upriver
Magic.
faster than cutting through?
Because it would
Magic.
take you probably till about noon to get the Fallcrest, and then it would be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you got to the river, and then you'd be able to walk from there into the downs, or you could just walk and then take the day and change. It'd take you about 12 hours on foot to go from here to there. It's more direct to go on foot.
I honestly am not getting your math here.
Fine, then just go on foot. Fine.
I'm operating on
tried
magic.
Forget that I tried to offer you a discreet way of going back into town and checking up on those notes you sent.
Yeah. I was
Rescinded.
I was offering an assumption of magic.
Sorry.
No, it's too late. You're taking the land route. Here I am, trying to capitalize on this new development I wasn't expecting you to make.
And you just had to keep going, I don't get it. How does that work? It's magic.
The DM's throwing you a bone, and now he's taking the bone away. It says, fuck you, and goes to the other dog. Maybe the cat will
I
like
wanted to
it.
go to Fallcrest and find out.
That's too late now.
Fine. No, fuck it. If the group wants to do it, Farvis isn't fighting the group.
Mainly because I could just carry you and tell you to go. To Fallcrest we go. I don't care about your insane math that was Farvis. It's magic. I don't need it explained any further than that.
It's a speed force. I don't have to explain it.
Basically.
Fine. We go back to Fallcrest.
Okay. So you go back to Fallcrest,
Shall we check the notes?
and you
The
get
notes,
there.
the notes arrived before us.
Yeah.
In fact, we probably see our runners heading back to the mansion.
Yeah, no, you do pass them heading back to the mansion as you're on the road. No random kobolds this time.
Okay.
And
Do we see the giant pile of kobolds at the tree we left them?
no, it's actually been taken care of. They're gone now.
Nature took its course.
If
No,
we are
no,
heading back
actually,
to
actually the guard,
Fallcrest,
guard probably took the kobold bodies away.
We could have written Kazak on them.
if we're heading back to Fallcrest, I'm bringing the 12 spears with us so we can turn them in for the bounty.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
All right, so we have now come back to Fallcrest, and you arrive from across the river.
Yep.
Go across the bridge, and who do you want to go check on for the wizard?
We would probably go to the Lord Warden because that's where I sent the letters to.
Okay, you go to the Lord Warden, who's very happy to take you back to his study again, and that you decided to stop back. He has received your letters, both him and the wizard, and
I want to insight check. Is the wizard mad I called him a dumbass in the letter?
wizard's not even here.
Okay.
He looks like he was like, good. You decided to come back before you headed north.
Yeah, we had
could you
to
please
turn
explain a
these-
bit more about these letters? We don't quite understand. How did you come across all this information?
We
We tested it.
We tested
Yeah.
things.
he tested it.
I assisted and came up with suggestions.
I discovered that the K name is the trigger, and as soon as I told
We
my
can say it. Kazak. Kazak is the trigger.
It's just that you can't verbally spell it out letter by letter.
okay, Kazak is. Does my tongue catch on fire?
No, you didn't try and spell it out.
Actually, hold on,
Kazak.
1 second. One moment. I wonder if he actually re-lists if he's doing this consciously. I want to. Can I have a piece of paper, Lord Warden?
He hands it to you.
I'd rather
Right.
you not do that.
I'm
I
gonna
put my-
write out hello. 1 second.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. And like, hello, how are you, Isaac?
Write out hello and leave the area blank. We are currently trying to explain to the Lord Warden how this spell works. If you believe you have a better way of explaining it, you're welcome to meet us at the Lord Warden's Keep. And then you can write in Kazak and just throw it in the air.
This time it actually doesn't catch fire, and when it falls back on the ground, it looks like there's more ink there, but this ink's red.
What does it say?
It says, "You're a douche. I've undone the curse. Next time we meet, I shall have your soul."
Well, look, more testing.
I think we broke the curse.
I can write the curse now.
Farvis face palmed so very, very hard in front of the Lord Warden. So
as
you
you're
said-
saying that, the entire letter except for his name blinks itself out and then starts filling in again, and it says, "Now figure this one out, dumbass."
What happened?
Everything except for his name on the letter blinked back out as if there was never anything there, and then new text appeared.
Okay. Well, hold on. Is this a Tom Marvello riddle?
Fine, I will
What?
do.
I'm gonna write.
Arcana
Can
check.
you read what I'm writing right now?
Well-
Next to it, underneath what you wrote, it says, "Yes, I can."
Well, I don't have. I'm
And
gonna write
there's a
down.
couple extra A's to emphasize the "can."
I don't have any questions for you right now. If I keep this piece of paper, can we be pen pals?
There's no answer to that.
Again, Abe has no context for why he should feel this man is like a menace or something. He's like,
I know.
Okay,
he's got
Abe,
no-
Abe, could you
Yes.
please stop? You are putting us all in danger.
It's one of those speak of the devil. The devil appears situation. The poor
I
Abe
guess.
is still
Okay.
socially blind.
I did a 29 Arcana check to figure out how he was doing this.
29. They don't shit. Okay.
You gotta
it's
kind of
the-
roll a few more times for me.
It's the
Okay.
fact that his name's there. Something about his name has a connection to him.
Okay, I will do a few more Arcana checks because Flux thinks I'm cheating.
You've got quite a few 29s by now, but
Okay, there we go. So,
That's a 28.
so first off, I'm no longer cursed. That works pretty well. Second off, I now have a necromancer or a spellmaster pen pal. Third off, the big one, that magic obviously takes something out of him if he feels annoyed by the fact that it keeps getting used.
Or he was just,
or he just doesn't like being bothered.
Yeah,
or
or distracts. Either way, that's something that's conscious. A basic magic spell just does its thing. If he's constantly getting alerted and informed, I'm just saying that's something that could be used.
yeah.
Have a slave write his name every second of every day. He'll never get
Yeah,
any sleep.
Yeah,
You're still holding on to the paper, right?
let's not
Yes.
piss this guy
The paper
off.
gets warm in your hand.
I'm going to wrap it in a cloth, and then go back to holding on to it.
Okay. As you are wrapping, you notice that the text is different.
No, wait, hold on.
He did write you
Hold on.
back. He was
He has
trying to
something
pay
to say again. What does it say this time?
This time it says, "If you're really that curious, just know that I know everything that involves me, but I can choose to turn it off if it annoys me."
Oh,
Bloodwarden.
there goes that plan.
Bloodwarden. Question.
Yes,
I know
he's
that-
so bewildered right now.
I know this isn't something you should technically know. Well, actually, Abe doesn't know that. Bloodwarden, do you have any
kinda-
sex houses here?
Farvis kind of.
He turns kind of bright red at that, and there's this kind of flash of like he's about to answer you, but then he kind of bites his tongue like he does. It's not proper for him to.
Farvis
I
is
have
kind
no
of
idea what
inching
you
his
mean.
way towards the guard and saying, "Could you bring the wizard quickly?"
Abe's gonna leave.
Actually, that's kind of proving a little difficult. If you go to see him, you'll see what I mean.
Abe's just gonna go leave and find a guard somewhere in the city and ask them for the nearest brothel.
All right.
Okay.
That's what you asked for.
Yeah, we did experimentation after we discovered the keyword, and he just kind of teleported in front of us. Oh, that's after we were attacked by the witch Agatha.
Agatha. He actually looks genuinely concerned of this. The witch Agatha appeared.
Yes, she sicked some undead
This-
on us,
This wasn't the first time that's happened.
and
You're,
said
you're,
she's
you're going to want to go speak to the Septarch if he'll let you in.
Okay.
He doesn't always like being disturbed when he's working. You'll see.
Okay, fine.
Well, let's go to the
Did
Septar.
Marina go with Abe, or did
I haven't left.
She very confusedly takes that, but says, "All right, whatever you want."
Then Abe returns back to the Bloodwarden's keep.
As we start to leave, we're going. Okay, so Abe, the reason why we probably don't want to piss him off is he has something to do with it is called the Deathwinds. The Deathwinds are when a
I
massive.
know what the Deathwinds are.
Okay. Well, maybe we don't want to piss him off too much, or he
Why
might.
does he have something to do with the Deathwinds?
Let's see. He's undead.
I mean, there are many undead. Not all undead are involved with the Deathwinds.
He could just simply be a symptom of it, not the
He's
cause.
one that, okay, in that manner you appeared at, we killed a dragon.
Yes.
The dragon was providing corpses for Kazakh.
Well, actually, if you recall correctly, he was providing them for Kazakh's master.
It was providing them for Kazakh.
Kazakh's the middleman, and he
Yeah.
was above the dragon.
All right, I explained that.
Abe's
Then.
gonna pull out his paper and write, "Who's your master?"
This is a totem pole where a dragon's at the bottom.
Abe's gonna pull out his paper, write, "Who's your master?" And also at the end, P.S. Enjoy the. I got a little gift for you for the rest of the week.
He replies, "I'm not telling you." He also PS's you, "Enjoy the dead prostitute."
Abe, what did you do?
Abe's gonna run back to the brothel.
So the brothel is.
I
covered-
chase after him.
There's currently the guard are kind of coming out, taking out some wounded, and they're a lot of people are panicking around it.
Abe's gonna run in.
I follow.
You see what look like the remains of dead skeletons and zombies and lots of dead prostitutes.
Well, time to get to work.
Shit. Okay.
No, they're all dead. They're already dead.
No, I'm talking about the
So here's,
skeletons and zombies.
Is there? Abe's just gonna shout out to the crowd. Is the brothel maid in here? Madam here?
They point at one of the corpses.
Okay. Is there an accountant? Anyone who worked here at the brothel?
There's a guy that kind of peeks up over a deck. I kept the numbers.
Who's dead here?
Kind of looks around for a moment, kind of squelching and trying not to throw up. Everyone.
Everyone? How many?
There's about a dozen of them.
Dozen? Do they have families?
Not all of them, but some.
How many?
He kind of points at she did, and she did, and we think she did. He kind of points at it's the one you paid, but we're never sure. She never talked about them.
Okay, so that's 3. Abe's going to give the man 150 gold. Disperse 15 of this is for you. The rest is to be split evenly among their families.
Thank you. Thank you for the generosity, sir. The families will appreciate it.
Then Abe's going to go back to the group.
As Farvis watches this, turns around, goes. So Abe, have we maybe learned a little discretion now?
Do not involve others in my experiments.
Thank you.
He should be placed on myself. I understand now.
So now they're outside. You're now actively looking to head toward, right?
Yeah, I was heading towards
the tower's glowing.
Like a purple glow.
No, like a bright green.
All
Alright, what's magic bullshit's going on now?
Get to where the bridge is supposed to be, and it's not there.
I toss. Are there like pebbles or something on the ground?
I
mean,
will.
yeah, there's like little rocks and stuff like on the ground.
I grab a handful and toss it like right where the bridge would be, just in case it's invisible.
They just kind of plummet down the cliff into the little bit of woods below.
So there is no bridge.
I will use ghost sound. How far away? How long is the bridge? Would you say?
Probably a couple 100 feet.
How far down is the cliff?
The cliff I think is about 150 or 200 feet. I think it is. Hang on. Does it actually say?
Magic missile's range is 120 feet. Would that be enough?
Hang on. To get across all the way to the tower? No. There's, like I said, it's a couple 100 feet to get across the bridge, and then even then the tower isn't right at where the bridge meets. There's a bit of path leading further.
All right, then what I will do.
200 feet is the cliff.
Like up and down?
Yeah.
I will then use prestidigitation to make my voice booming and yell at the tower. We need to talk. This is Farvis.
So, you know that like cartoonish, I'm unlocking like 20 different lock sounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that, and then suddenly, with like an earth-shaking jerk, the bridge is just suddenly there. Like you blinked and it's there, like it was never gone.
I take another handful of dirt and just toss it just to see if it
I
actually is
just
there.
start walking across.
Yeah, no, the bridge is there.
Okay.
The tower is still glowing, but there's a hole in the glow where the door is.
Okay. I draw my sword
As
just
you
in
get close,
case.
you realize that it's a green visible wall of force around the tower.
It's a wall of force. He's protecting himself.
All right.
Don't worry about the sword. Go. I knock on the door.
It's in the sheath.
I don't knock on the door. I just open the door. Is it locked?
Nope.
I just open the door and go in.
Okay. Inside the tower, the wizard is frantically kind of going about some things as he comes down the spiral staircase, holding a bunch of like little books and pens and papers and things. He's like, "Oh, good, good, good. You're here. Come on, upstairs, upstairs." He kind of turns around, kind of dropping a few things, but not seeming to care about it, heading back upstairs.
Okay. I look to my companions and I go, I guess we're going upstairs.
Yep.
You feel the shake again, and you could probably safely assume that the brig is gone again. When you get upstairs, it's a more open space, and much more tidy than the first floor. And he takes you over to an alcove in the wall, and he says, "Okay, so you need to be very careful about this. I had some suspicions. I didn't act on them soon enough. It's kind of my bad. Hang on." He knocks on the alcove and it appears, and he opens it. Please, after you.
Okay. First, I'm going to do an insight check to see if he's pissed at me for calling him a dumbass. Because
Okay.
I'm actually actively worried about this.
Being worried about a very powerful wizard. Yeah, that's usually a good thing to be worried about.
24.
He's terrified.
Oh, so he's not even thinking about the
Like-
fact I called him a dumbass.
Like, worryingly terrified
Okay.
for a man who has a tower with ancient fucking protection spells guarding it right now.
Okay. And I walk in.
Okay. Does everyone else go in too, or you all hang out back here?
I'll go in.
Gary?
Yep, I go in as well.
All right, so y'all go in. He falls in behind you. He closes the door, kind of mumbles something, and you kind of hear like a lock sound behind it. You're now in what appears to be a much more better than yours mansion, full of books and almost looks like artifacts and odds and ends and wizard implements and things. He's like, "So welcome to my actual home."
Nice.
Um,
Very nice.
Nice.
I usually don't show this to people. In fact, Lord Burton doesn't even know I have this. So I kind of suspected something was up with that halfling. It's kind of why I was asking earlier if you knew where your friend took him.
Well, we're
isn't-
assuming our friend is dead.
Maybe not. Maybe not. He may have just simply abandoned him somewhere along the road and scampered off. He doesn't really want too much undue attention brought on his mortal form. So I did do some digging on that name, and I did find something.
Okay.
All I did learn was that he was in fact a halfling and a necromancer, and that he had someone turn him into an undead at some point so that he could continue to practice for eternity. That's about all I could find out. I couldn't figure out who turned him or why or whatever. But you said that one of your notes mentioned Agatha, right?
Yeah, I mentioned Agatha. I mentioned how
So-
she summoned undead. I mentioned how she
I'm most
teleported.
worried about the fact that you say Agatha appeared.
Why is Agatha so concerning?
She used to be in the guild, and I presumed she was dead for the last 70 odd years.
Well, she's not, and she's
I'm also
teleporting and
worried.
summoning undead.
Because her entrance in the guild was, well, revoked about, I don't know, kind of counting his fingers a little bit and then his head, 500 years ago. You see, Agatha isn't quite human anymore. I don't know what she is, but she's dangerous, and she's never really served anyone before. She's usually kind of got her own interest all the time. She's kind of flips sides willy-nilly as her needs dictate.
Well, she seemed to be very more amused at the situation, and
Oh, I
then-
imagine she was. I mean, she's usually plotting the downfall of whoever she's working for, whenever she is working for somebody.
Yeah, she mentioned that she got joy from us in causing problems for Kazakh.
Interesting. Well, at least that means that they're not getting along. So tell me everything that happened.
I proceed to tell him everything that happened. I don't want to actually roleplay having to discuss
Yeah,
that.
no, that's fine. As you do, he kind of takes things in note. He pulls pens and papers out of his robes and takes notes.
I tell him
and-
also, especially since I did so many high Arcana checks, what I think the magic is and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he's a little surprised that you were actually able to figure that out. And he kind of concurs with you that he had his suspicions and was simply trying to figure out how he was going to confirm it. Simply just unabashedly experimenting with the name was one thing he hadn't actually considered.
Yep.
Well, and I point to Abe, our friend did.
Your friend is a genius. Anyway, so if we might have problems. If the winds are going to
Don't
blow,
say.
and we have two very powerful necromancers on the loose, then it's not just the winds we have to worry about. We're probably going to see something that hasn't been seen in a while, an actual army of the dead. It probably explains where all the bodies are being collected for, though that was probably...
Yeah.
That's
what
not fun.
we found, but other than that,
I'm hoping that all the wards I have in place, and being in this little pocket dimension here, is keeping us as concealed as possible, so they're not hearing us talk about this. You still haven't gone to see the orcs, yes?
No,
we're on the way.
Yeah, we checked out the mansion. We were about to leave, and then one of us decided that we should take a boat upriver because it would be quicker.
I don't mean to interrupt right now, but you said you have words. I have a piece of paper with which I can communicate with the Skull Lord.
He looks at you wide-eyed. Where is it?
It's right here. I've been holding on to it.
Let me say it. Let me say it.
I want it back.
Kind of shoots you almost like a dagger look. It's like, are you a fool? If my suspicions are correct, anything that has his name on it, he has perception on.
I mean, that sounds
Which means
right.
he's listening to us.
Hey, because
Actually, the paper gets warm at that, and if you open it, it does say, "Yes, I am."
he's listening.
I wonder.
It looks like he wants to atomize you on the spot, but this is the cousin.
I wonder. We had servants in the manor write down the name Kazak. It didn't catch fire like anything else.
Yes, it's as I explained earlier, it's an individual curse.
Yeah, at this point, the attack have already explained to the Septar
Yeah.
that's the case.
We are cursed. The Lord Warden is cursed. He's cursed.
The servants aren't.
Servants did not interact with Kazak, so they are not cursed.
Yeah. Only people who personally interacted with him when he was still in the city as the halfling got cursed. And only those people he felt knew his name.
Which means he knew we were going to the manor and allowed us to go because he thought the dragon would kill us. I look at the piece of paper.
Piece of paper just stays as it was.
Okay. Well, we need to head to the orcs unless there's something more important you want us to do right now.
Yes. Make damn sure that you tell the chief that Agatha is involved.
Okay.
Okay.
Beyond whatever the Lord Warden has in that letter, he needs to know that Agatha's involved.
Okay. I'm going to look at Abe and I'm going to say, can you please stop antagonizing the Skull Lord?
I'm not antagonizing him. I'm trying to understand what's going on with him. Someone just doesn't randomly decide to start forming undead armies and kill people.
He kind of has a point. People usually have a reason or a motivation to do these things.
You know, maybe we should leave. Is there a way you could get us out of here faster?
So he is making a massive undead army with Agatha. Just thought I should let you know that.
I mean, he already knows I know. I already
I
know
know.
he knows.
I'm just confirming.
He just kind of shrugs and just kind of gives up trying to understand why you don't understand. Like, I get it, you have amnesia, whatever. Anyway, Anyway, actually, hang on.
Wait, hold on. Is this a Mixoplex style thing?
This is what?
If we do Kazakh, can we send him back?
Where's
Oh
his
no!
name?
I just
His
realized
name
he's
backwards
got both
is
sides.
backwards.
Yes. You just realized that, did
His
you?
name's a palindrome.
Too strong.
You don't even know if that's his true name anyway.
Oh.
Write down, is Kazakh your true name?
All right. What did you need before we trigger the apocalypse by writing on this piece of paper?
Anyway, hang on. He goes over bedrooms, and looks into a crystal. Hang on a second. Let me just see where the hell they are. Let's see. They're still at the towns. Oh, good. They made the midway camp. There should be. There it is. Okay. So, hang on. Come with me. He goes back out to the front, opens the door. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put my finish writing down and then walk out.
Okay, so he takes you up to the top of the tower, to the very top floor, where the giant dormant teleportation circle is. He says, "Okay, everyone get in there. This is gonna scare this is gonna scare the bejeebas out of the orcs. They might not be very friendly when you get there because of this. Try not to let it get to you. But I can teleport you there.
Okay.
Their camp does have a teleportation circle.
Seems like something that would have been more useful at the beginning if we didn't
Well, I
waste
did
a
it.
lot of the DM's time.
They weren't over there at the beginning.
Oh, well.
They
All
needed
right,
to be.
let's go.
Circles don't just appear. All right, so goes to teleport you guys, and
Whoosh.
Abe's gonna hold tightly onto his piece of paper while he's being teleported.
Yeah.
Narina has her eyes closed.
Arvis is watching the entire process to hopefully memorize as much of it as he can.
so you teleport in the middle of what appears to be an orc battle arena in the middle of a combat, and all the orcs.
Yes!
all the orcs
Yes!
just stare at you. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Did we arrive? Can I open my eyes now?
We come from the Lord Warden, here to speak with your chief.
One of the orcs with the axe just kind of looks at you like, "You want mate?"
We are here to speak with your chief.
Oh, here we have a letter for you. Also, we have been told to tell you that Agatha is involved.
As soon as you say her name, they all raise their weapons like they're ready to murder you guys. Agatha!
Not us! Not us! We are fighting against. She's already attacked us once and we killed her undead.
I'm gonna need you to roll a diplomacy on that.
Okay.
Do orcs speak our language? Hold on, I should know that. Do orcs speak common?
Yes,
Okay.
they speak common and orcish commonly.
Okay. This is gonna be when I get the bad roll, even though I have a plus 12.
Damn it.
30.
God fucking damn it.
Thank God for those high rolls.
Oh, why did you say so? So, wow. Okay, you just skipped the hardest combat of the evening. Which, granted, the fact that it's 10 o'clock, probably for the best. But that would have been a fun cliffhanger to end on. But
I thought we go to 11 now, since no one has issues.
that's been when I'm not around.
Oh, fair enough.
Have you not noticed the key factor to no one having issues is that I'm not around?
Fair enough.
But my wife did already go to bed tonight, so in this particular instance, I can go alone, but I do have shit to do.
Fair enough.
All right, so they take you out of the arena. and up the trail to the camp proper.
This is a beautiful village. You should be proud.
Oh, well, one of the elders maintains it for our pilgrimage.
Very
You turn these
high-pitched
orcs like super friendly with that.
Very high pitched workplace.
Like, I mean, not for nothing. I have a plus 12, and I rolled a 18. So,
Like, don't worry, that's just Steve. Steve doesn't talk about it. He's got a high pitched voice. All the other orcs.
well, yeah, we're not only do we suspect the Deathwinds, we broke up an engagement.
Save it for the chief. You just gotta shut you up as he takes you up.
I thought
Okay,
it was the chief. He said an orc with the axe said, "What you want, mate?"
Yeah, back at the arena. Now you're
All right.
now you're at the camp. They took you up the road to the camp.
It's a real pig nosed one there, huh?
Don't make fun of his big nose. All right, so
I met that one at a Fire Emblem game. Pig nose leaves hands.
probably. Okay, so
Put ourselves on the map.
yeah, just go ahead and put yourselves on the map.
I'm apparently being the diplomatic one. I'll be up front.
The two orcs that brought you. The rest are still back having their fun. After you're playing the backstab sheet.
Nothing personal.
Deus fucked.
There's one.
You're just gonna keep walking and start inspecting the weapons and stuff.
Okay. As you get closer, this guy over here kind of holds his axe out. Like, that's enough.
Look at your axe. I mean, you can hold on to it. I just want to look at it. It's very well made.
The one in the middle, just kind of chuckles a bit at your clear confusion of what's going on here. It's like, you wish to speak with me?
Yes, we have this letter from the Lord Warden, and we've been instructed to tell you Agatha's involved.
Show me this letter now.
And I hand him the letter.
Yeah, he
Still
takes
sealed.
it. He opens it. He reads it. And he kind of looks at you. You three kind of just like... Before he looks to the orc over here. And he says, the rest of us still must go on our pilgrimage. My son shall go with you back to your city.
Okay.
And this one kind of
He's
steps
up in
forward.
this honor.
He will speak with your Lord Warden. And then when they have made their arrangements, my son shall return to me, and we shall do our preparations.
Thank
and with
you.
that, the chief and the other guy just kind of go back into the tent.
What is your name, sir? Looking at the sun.
He looks at you up and down and says, I am Rogni Bloodspear.
Could you write that in the chat?
Broke up a little bit.
Did you say that again?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll spell that out.
No, can you say that again? I'm very self-conscious of things being spelled out. Say the word.
I'm still impersonating Kazak. Hang on.
I open up the piece of paper. Oh, that's how it's spelled.
Why is there no option to be as there it is, as Suffolk? Okay.
I like that. I like that thought process better. That it was actually Kazak that spelled it for us.
I was like, his name was Rogni. You fucking stupid.
Well,
And I can hear it. 500 miles away.
well, we got here very fast, so the trip back will be rather slow.
Quicker than it could have been.
Ready to travel?
I am.
Well, if there's nothing else we need to do, this is of
Promise, you were making a circle back at the manor. Can you not just teleport us there?
I am not powerful enough to teleport us.
Oh, that's a shame. So, Robiny, do you have any weapons? Your friend left before I could finish inspecting his.
He just kind of holds out a great sword.
Okay. I'm going to hand him. I'm going to hold out my long spear. Would you like to trade? We can look at each other's weapons.
He nods and lets you take the sword while he takes the spear.
Okay.
One of the first things you notice is that this sword is clearly not orc made.
Yeah.
His sword is actually a large tiefling blade in the ancient Balturret style.
Ooh,
Ooh,
nice, fancy.
this
I'm
is valuable.
going to.
You
while
also
it's-
notice that his dad clearly had a dwarven warhammer and dwarven armor.
By the way, this is all happening while we're walking.
While
That's
we're
fair.
walking, I do that. 31 to detect magic on the sword.
The sword itself does not actually appear at first to be magical, but then as you kind of dig deeper, you can see that there is some kind of hidden magic to it.
Abe's gonna hand back the sword. This is a good sword.
Yeah,
You have a
been
sturdy
treated
weapon
well.
as well. Did he hand
that
you back
is
his spear?
that also provides an identifying effect. Can I identify what type of hidden magic it is?
Okay.
Sorry, what? Am I just killing?
I hadn't statted this guy out yet. I hadn't given him equipment yet.
This is Balgarath, the demon that lives inside the
wasn't-
sword. Who
It
knows
wasn't
when you ever
intended,
talk
at
about the
least
sword?
until maybe next session or the one after, to have any kind of influence whatsoever on what was going on.
But then dice rolls.
But then Neotech's like, I'm gonna identify his fucking weapon.
Dice rolls.
I mean, it's what Farvis does.
It's a +1 terror sword.
Ooh, nice. You have a very well made weapon
He just kind of looks at you because you didn't ask. Just like,
that will strike fear into your enemies in a variety of ways.
just looks at you like, I already know this, you dumbass. All right. So
Rogni looks to Abe. Is that the one coming onto me?
So I know this is a weird question. We probably should have checked it before, Farvis. Can you just do a inspect this paper?
Yes. I tried to do that back at the place.
I'm gonna hold it out, but keep hold of it and let Farvis inspect the paper.
Okay. Do it again. A low roll this time, 23.
from what you can tell, it's some bizarre combination of sending, message, and clairvoyance.
He's seemingly combined three.
He somehow combined 3 separate magic spells into one sort of divination spell.
He's seemingly combined 3 spells into a single one that he is using to not only listen to you, but communicate back.
It's also good to see, by the way.
Yeah.
Did he ever get back to me on that? So why are you forming the army?
No,
Honestly, I understand you're really amused by this. It would be a good idea to destroy that piece of paper before we, plan anymore, as he could see us this whole time.
Okay.
Hey, what happens if we
Narina.
force... Yeah?
Narina, can you write Kazak on this piece of paper? I don't want to bring out my tinderbox.
Okay. Alright. I write down Kazak on the piece of paper.
it doesn't catch fire.
Fine, I pull out my tinderbox and
He told you back at the Lord Warden's Keep that he took away the curse.
I have an anytime spell I can use. Just leave it on the road right there for a second.
Hey, wait, Abel. What if we force an enemy to eat the paper?
How about we just destroy it instead of...
Rogani, what's going on right now is we have a Skull Lord who's listening to our every word of this piece of paper. Would you like to meet him?
Destroy the paper. I ask him to put it on the ground.
Well, hold on. Let Rogi respond first.
He's kind of just processing, like, that's a lot of information to take in. Wow. It's just got that
I did not expect this after I woke up this morning.
Yeah, no, he's just like silently processing all of this for like a long, like several pregnant pause moments. He's just like,
What?
You destroyed it.
Yeah. Good question. Could you please put it in the road?
It toss it up in the air. Pull!
Fine. I scorching burst it. Are you gonna make me actually roll to hit?
No, it's fine. We'll also probably just press digitation to you can light small things up.
I also hand Farva
I
C
didn't
one I
wanna
wrote the
take
name
any
on as well.
chances.
I take my tinderbox and just like the one I just wrote the name on.
Right.
No, you wrote it on the paper I wrote.
You
I
did.
had.
The point was to
Oh.
write it on the paper to see if you could burn the message scroll. Right. So I burnt it with scorching burst.
Okay, so this is a very important, may not sound like it's an important announcement. Everyone, Narina, you're not, well, just don't worry about it. Narina, wait, hold on. How much do you know about biology? Wait, no, hold on. Again, Abe wouldn't care.
How
He
much?
doesn't care if you know about penises.
Uh,
Nobody resists the urge to write out Kazakh when you pee.
I honestly suggested that if we came across a tundra area.
Yeah, don't write it out, or he'll know what's going on.
All right.
He'll watch you pee.
You really want to piss him off, don't you?
I'm just trying to keep our privacy.
All right. Well, let's head out now. Time is of the essence, and the farmer just starts to shake his head and walk off.
All right, so you're about here, right next to the lake.
I'm still on the. We're still on the.
Oh, can I not? Again, it doesn't always drag you with. Okay. So this is where you guys would be. And put that away. I'm bringing the cart over. Push the cart.
Push the gut.
Who's the guard?
Yeah, you'd be up tucked away like here.
All right. Do they have boats that we could just take the river down, or is this we have to walk?
You'd have to walk. The orcs don't have boats.
Okay. Well, then we'll walk across the river at earliest convenience.
All right. Well, give me a moment here. Just my other map that has the scale properly.
Is there a bridge across the river right here?
Hang on. I'm not looking at the same place you.
No worries.
Okay.
Is there a bridge right here?
Where the dotted line is, yes.
Yes.
There's a
'Cause
bridge. There's a bridge along the old path that leads to the ruins of Fastor.
I was thinking it'd probably be better to take the bridge across the river now than to try to cross the river further down.
Go across established roads.
Yeah, go across that road and then take this road through the forest down to the trade road and then go to Fallcrest.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So Abe's back. So that's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna follow the dotted line until we get to the trade road, Abe.
At this point, so you get back to town at midday. Had a few hours talking to the Lord Warden, Step Tark between travel time and everything else. So yeah, it's about 2 in the afternoon. So it takes you a few hours to move your way over to the ruins, where you find the ruins of an old town. And
Picked apart ruins or just still
these are like old ruins.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can make a history check if you want.
Yeah, sure. $28.
This was one of the towns that was sacked and destroyed during the Bloodspear.
Okay. Since it's getting late, is there any anywhere that still has a roof?
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5. Yeah, it'd be about 4 or 5 now. If you wanted to stop for the evening, some of the buildings do still have at least a roof over them, even if the walls are kind of just missing and crumbling from being burned out and set on fire during a large-scale sack and then kind of crumbling over time.
So, Rodney, I hear your people destroyed this village.
Yes, we did. It was a glorious battle.
Looks like it was well done.
For my time. Oh,
Was it?
let's.
How old are you for an elf? I know elves live rather long.
Apparently I'm not an elf. I'm an
Oh.
Eladrin.
And a ladrin.
Number
Hey,
two,
look,
I'm
Quotation mark. Copyright Wizards of the Coast.
AKA High Elf, not Wood Elf.
Besides that, I am 65 years.
Ah, not that much over.
Which puts you
Actually, I don't know.
roughly 25 to 30 years away from the war.
How old are you, Rodney?
That moment when Kira's like, I never decided.
Oh, Rogni. Rogni.
Oh, Rogni.
Yes,
I thought you were just talking to Kira because you're just going through the party. I am 20 seasons.
How old is your father?
He is 50 seasons.
Okay. So we're probably not succeeding him anytime soon.
If he dies in battle and none has challenged him to bad time, may.
But if he dies not in battle, but like slips off a cliff.
I would still inherit.
Okay. So let's find a place to sleep for the night.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're
Yep.
finding. Do you want
Alright, so this is the point where the DM has the unstatic NPC in the party now and is short on content. So I'm going to say that finding a place to sleep is where we're going to end it.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of went through things a lot faster than Sovek anticipated.
No, it was about pace.
I feel like I tried to waste as much time as possible. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, there
I
was,
think we wasted plenty of time, to be honest.
you
It provided us important information.
you skipped one optional encounter that I had, and there was one that I was expecting to do, but since you got so much information that I was expecting to have to give out so soon, you basically kind of bypassed that as well.
And then I diplomancered the
The optional battle, yeah.
yeah.
That one was
Uh,
always skippable, but it was meant to be a very hard to do skip. Because basically, what would have happened if things had gone normally, you'd have gone to the camp, not had any information about Agatha or anything, and just a letter. And then the guy who was with the chief and his son would have basically asked you to prove your medal, and then you would have had to go and fight in the arena to prove that you were able to, be strong and not dishonor the bargain.
Hey, Rogni, if we didn't have any of the information Agatha or letter, would you have made us fight in an arena and prove ourselves strong?
As a matter of fact, I would have.
Oh, there we go. Well, good thing we had that letter.
This is fun.
This is that nature check was to essentially not only find a suitable location to sleep, being defensible enough, and foraging.
No, you didn't even need to make a check for that. There's plenty of
also foraging enough food for us, because nature is now survival. Foraging.
No, that's fine. You got plenty of food.
All right.
Funny enough, there's actually a stockpile of rations
Ooh.
in the town that Rogni actually points you to that the orcs keep because they pass through the ruins on their pilgrimage every year, so they keep dried provisions here.
Fair enough. All right. By the way, did we turn in those spears?
You never actually did.
Yeah.
You're still carrying them. You brought them to turn them in. Never did. Went to see the wizard to get teleported over here.
Yeah.
Things happened pretty quick and down.
Yeah.
Shit kind of escalated quickly. This entire session.
Well,
I may be moving a few things in the timetable up now.
The friendship chapter where we become best blessed with Kazak has been sped up considerably.
If you can manage to get exactly 100 friendship with Kazak, you can talk him down at the very end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he sorrowfully has to try and murder you.
It's important. There are 5 interactions with Kazak. You have to impress him in 4 of them, or bring Fenris as a party member. And then at the end, Kazak will agree to duel you and only you.
Yep. For some reason, being a mage does not affect this outcome. But does make it more satisfying. You run and hide behind pillars.
It's the one that there's the fucking cinematic for. It's so bitchin'. Fucking rips him in half.
Yeah.
So we finished.
We are done.
Yeah.
Wasn't really any kind of special loot or anything, so
Yeah.
just what you guys picked up off of bodies as you went.
Yeah, like the equipment from like the skeletons, that's like in our storage room in the manor.
Yeah, that's back at the manor.
Yeah, in case we want to sell it later or something. We were in a hurry, so I was like, yeah, let's just throw it in here for now. Well, no, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed
That it
myself.
was.
I would have enjoyed myself more if I didn't feel like shit the whole time.
I was not expecting you guys to keep trying the Kazak thing over and over, and I was just like, how do I stop this fucking early plot or early info dump? This is you annoyed the DM into action outcome.
Like, again, I have essentially a dictionary knowledge, but a dictionary is not going to tell you that a wolf is aggressive or some
I
shit.
am loving Abe. Abe is a gem and a treasure and must be protected at all costs.
Must protect.
Abe has idiot savantted his way into information that was planned for like 5 sessions down the line.
And the thing is, Abe has an intelligence of 16. He's really smart. He just does not have any of the context to go with that smart.
Abe is almost as smart as fucking Farvis. It's not a. It's just Farvis has traveled and understands the shit.
Jack, you know what? Hold on. I think I'm gonna. Nah. It's a hassle.
Also, I did not expect to roll almost nothing but above 15 on every skill check.
Yeah. I mean, that becomes less and less uncommon in 4E pretty quickly. 4E is all about pretty much just acing those checks pretty easy.
I built this character to excel at essentially knowledge checks. That's
Yeah.
the whole point.
Oh man,
That
that was a ride. I need to decompress. That's a lot of concentrated. Why are you doing this?
I had to learn the extents of magic.
No, that's the kind of experimentation I like.
Yes.
Because you're not forcing me as the DM to think about these things. I just kind of put as a throwaway thing, like, it just does it. Who's
I
gonna
mean,
question it?
There was eventually, if things had continued, would have been a situation where you find the next kobold on the road, and one of us pins the kobold, and we write Kazak on his belly.
Yes. And I'm not gonna lie. That's well, it probably doesn't work anymore, but it would have been funny.
You know, he's definitely stopped the curse.
He's turned off that the policy control because he's like, okay, users are fucking with us too much.
Oh god, I keep getting notifications. Gotta mute.
Turn off the notification squad.
User Abe has entered in Kazak. User Abe has entered in Kazak. User Abe, oh god, I'm gonna have to go down to the office and talk to him.
Oh man,